I told them in the strongest of words to just do it.
You see, this is a we just do it kind of show.
Am I in bizarro world here?
Episode
724.
Are you a boner guy?
Oh, I was a boner guy.
You know what? I miss penis.
What are you talking about?
I'm the one who should apologize.
Is it going to be absolutely riveting? Is it going to change your life by any stretch? Probably not, but it's going to be at least entertaining, okay?
By the way, for those people that are in the back, remember to shut the fuck up.
Mattio!
Cuz-a-roo.
Slap-a-rooney.
It's showtime.
WATP.
WATP.
Hello, Rubbernecks and Cousin-Roos. Welcome to another episode of Who Are These Podcasts, the only show that makes fun of John for scheduling his show around Yankees games. I'm your host, Carl. With me every Wednesday, the man who insisted we start early because he doesn't want to miss the Sabres game today. It's Adam Bush. What's up, Adam?
I'm in it for the laughs.
Also, producer Chris is here.
Go Sabres.
It's a reference to Howie Mandel on John's show that we reviewed on our Patreon episode, also on our YouTube channel. If you're a member on the YouTube channel, patreon.com/Who Are These Podcasts. We just had a bonus show yesterday, producer Chris, Jenny Jingles, and myself, and we covered the Stuttering John podcast from 2016, June 1st, 2016, with Tammy Pescatelli. Do you know what it's called? It's called, go ahead.
Lies, loves, and other cheaters, lies, and other lovers. Cheaters and Other Lives with Stuttering John featuring Tammy Pescatelli.
Okay,
on
now
the Stuttering John
you're
podcast.
getting warmer. Now you're getting warmer. The Stuttering John podcast, Love, Romance, and Other Lies with Stuttering John and Tammy Pescatelli is the name of the show. It's a lot. And Howie Mandel was a guest on there. And Howie Mandel just ran circles around them. You really get the sense of like, here's a pro who goes in and knows how to be on a show and keep things fun and engaging and moving along. And then there's John just making everything about him. And eventually it was a pity party.
Yeah.
Eventually it turned into both Tammy and Howie going, there, guy. It's going to be all right. You're doing good. Look at you. You got your own podcast. Look at you. Your name's on the podcast, man. Come on.
You'll be back on top soon.
Yes. So that was very fun. Check that out. Our bonus shows twice a month. Patreon.com/Who Are These Podcasts. If you like the audio feed, I give you the audio version. You can also watch the video version right on there on YouTube now. No longer on Rumble. Always on YouTube. YouTube links. We encourage our listeners, give us 5 stars wherever you review podcasts and then shit all over us in the comments section. Support the show today. Go ahead and head over to supertip.gg/WATP. That's where you can support the show and participate as well. We do appreciate that. On today's show, Blind Mike calls out his producer in the middle of his episode. Karmic loses his channel and still finds a way to cry online. Rob Saul struck some of the Dabbleverse clip channels, and he's coming on to explain why. Opie is pitting Ron and Tony against each other, and newsflash, Opie finally attended one of Ron's comedy shows.
Whoa.
Stuttering John sings us some of the classic songs from his first grade play. And he will be on to play the Opie or Burr game. And we have your voicemails. But first, Howard Stern had a big guest on his show yesterday.
Oh.
He had Beth Stern. So once again, my buddy MLP gave me a heads up. Hey, you should check out what Howard Stern's talking about on the show this morning. And, MLP's been on the show before. He's been following Howard Stern for a very long time. And it's always cringe when Howard talks sports. And the only sport he talks about is basketball when the Knicks are good. Because Howard likes being right there in the front row, being the big celebrity next to Tracy Morgan. And so he loves to brag about that. He didn't go to the game, but the Knicks did win their game 1 against the 76ers.
Man. I'm a little woozy because I stayed up. I made it past halftime with the Knick game.
I heard another blowout game.
I don't know who I'm watching, man, but those Knicks are on fire. It's so exciting. Final score, this is Knicks versus the 76ers, the opening night of that series. 137-98. And again, I think it would have been higher. They took out most of their starters after they just were up so
They
much.
don't even need to leave the good guys on the floor.
No.
They just say, we're done. Let's give them a break. Put our juniors in. Let them beat up on you for a while.
Do you know the bench players are known as juniors? I didn't realize that. So you're thinking of like a high school team where there's seniors and juniors, maybe a sophomore makes the varsity team or something? What's she talking about?
I don't know. It's like listening to my grandma talk about sports.
It's insane. The fact that Howard, listen, I'm not a big NBA basketball fan, so I'll put that out there right now. Watching just the first half of a basketball game couldn't be a bigger waste of fucking time. Just started the second half. And Howard's like, I actually got through the whole first half last night. Wow, Howard. You must be real tight today.
Yeah.
I'm a little groggy. But he's excited. And this is some of the dumbest sports talk you'll ever hear on a talk show.
He's just having fun out there, it looks like.
They
he's
built
not
the
burning
team
out.
around-
They're talking about Jalen Brunson, who's the leading scorer for the Knicks.
He's just having fun out there, it looks like.
They
he's
built
not
the
burning
team
out.
around him. Yeah.
Yeah. And he's got some great players with him.
That's what they say it takes. It takes one great player and some really great extra people, just guys around who can also shoot and defend.
So multiple great players.
That is what they say.
That's what they say. Like,
That would be a
basketball
team.
you
A
should
team,
have like
yeah.
a great player and then like other great players as well.
That's a good strategy.
Winning formula.
Just a few.
Who's the big guy with the beard? I love him.
Big fan, Howard.
What's his name, Gary?
Gary?
I'm spacing out. Mitchell Robinson and who's the other guy? There's Mitchell Robinson and the guy they call Cat. Can't talk sports with any of these guys. They're all busy with answering the
Where'd
phones.
they go?
Where did they go? Where did you go, Howard? You're not in the studio anymore. That's so funny. Gary, what's my favorite player's name? The guy I like, the guy I was watching on the TV last night.
He's always scoring those
He throws the
points.
round
Yeah.
thing. Yeah, you've seen him. And then Robin is one of the most checked out people. I know for a fact Robin's not a dumb person. She did have that really awful showing on Celebrity Jeopardy that one time. But the other time she was pretty good on there. She's not a dumb, not the trivia makes you smart or not, but she's not a dumb person. But listen to this.
But it was weird. Last night, the opening game against Philadelphia at the Garden, and they also had the Met Gala going on, that fashion party,
Right.
which seems like an incredible waste of time. It's just
That's at the Garden, too. That can't be at the Garden, is it?
No, it's not at the Garden. It's at the Met. The Met Gala.
It's going to be really confusing. Where is everyone?
Well, then where do the Mets play?
They're in the big room.
Well, okay.
Robin's so stupid.
Well, that's retarded.
Wait, the Met Gala was at Madison Square Garden too? Oh, shit. So, as I mentioned, Howard loves to be in that front row. It's where the celebrities go, both in L.A. and New York. The celebs going to the basketball games, getting that FaceTime on the TV broadcasts. And Howard is worried that someday, believe it or not, he might not be famous enough to get comped those seats.
I just hope the Knicks don't get real good to the point that I can't get front row seats.
They're never going to stop giving you front row seats.
As long as I'm super famous.
Well,
that's the thing. You got to be
you're not
very,
going to
very
go
famous.
out when you're not famous.
Yeah, no. My plan is once I'm not famous anymore, I'm not going to be calling my man over at the Knicks to get those courtside seats.
You're not going to go out.
No, I don't want to hear that conversation. That would be the day I just kind of want to just end it all.
Is Howard Stern famous?
Is Robin on anesthetic?
I don't know.
Sounds like she's coming out of something.
I know. It always sounds like that. She's an old lady. What are you going to do? I never liked her, but she's... I don't know why I'm sticking up for her all of a sudden.
Lay off.
She stinks. I know. I'm like, Chris, that's not what we do here, buddy. Come on. We can be critical, but let's not be mean.
No, I'm with Chris. I haven't heard the show in a while, and she sounds really slow, and it's making me really sad. It was one thing when Howard was like a batty old man and everyone was kind of catering to him, and when it's both of them having a conversation, I feel like we're not supposed to be listening because the medication kicked in, and this is not, they're just like humoring themselves. They'll go on forever like that.
Yeah, and they do, by the way. This show is unlistenable. This show is so unlistenable. It's so hard to find the right clips that make it interesting, things that we can talk about. Howard goes off on a long thing. He's done this before. I've heard it many times about who's at the Knicks games. And, JB Smoove is in the 3rd row. Michael Rappaport's in the 4th row, but he's in the 1st row. And then someday he might be in the 2nd row. And it's like this nonstop thing. By the way, the Knicks hate it when Howard goes to the games because he always leaves before the 3rd quarter. You know what? Empty seats are there during overtime. Looks like the fans don't give a shit. But whatever. He's still famous enough to get the seats, according to him. I don't know how that's possibly true. A quick anecdote. Chris and I were sitting at a place this past weekend, and Chris was wearing a Stuttering John Fight Club shirt that we got from a fun fan down in Hackamania.
The real Carl. One of those. Yeah.
Yeah. The real Carl. And the bartender's like, what's all that about, And I assumed that you would know who Stuttering John was. Yeah. So Chris goes, you know who Stuttering John is? He goes, no. I was like, well, never mind. Yeah. I'm not going to start explaining it now. So that's what I mean. Like, is Howard Stern famous? I know that guys like us know about him, but does it matter if he's on the broadcast or not? Does it matter to the Knicks at all to help promote their team?
I think it's a New York thing. The cops, the people there, the press, he'd get upset and talk about if he didn't get the tickets. And I think it's a New York thing. I think anywhere else they wouldn't cater necessarily as hard. Maybe in California.
Makes sense. So Beth has just put out another book. And she used to write books about their cat Yoda. That was a thing that she used to do. Well, now she's got this cat and this rabbit that are friends.
Okay.
And she's writing books about that now.
Oh. Their adventures together?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
And I don't even know if there are adventures. Probably not. Probably not a lot of adventures going on. But, dude, this is her promotional book tour that she's on. And tell me which one of these shows, let's go back 10 years or 15 years. Which one of these shows seems like it's out of place?
Next week, I'm doing the Kelly Clarkson show.
That's a good show to do. And that's a good audience for you to reach with this book.
Yeah, I was really happy to hear that I was doing that. And then, the Andy Cohen radio show.
Oh, is that
it's
happening?
Sirius. I'm going to come up to Sirius.
Radio
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's confirmed. Yes.
Oh, you got a booking on the...
I got a booking on Radio
Maybe
Andy.
he'll put you in the that glass booth where everybody can walk by.
I don't
and
want
see
that.
You don't want that?
No. But I hear that the show to get if you are promoting a book is the Howard Stern show. So this is the first interview, and I'm very
first of all,
excited.
Okay. So, yeah, this is going to sell a lot of books, a lot of children's books. Kelly Clarkson, Andy Cohen, Howard Stern.
I thought she was going to say, I got this great offer from Amy Poehler. They're going to pay. It sounds amazing.
Oh, that'd be awesome. She fell for that, too. All right, so there's a review of this book that Howard's very excited about, and he wants to read it. Apparently, this is an important company that reviews children's books, and this is what they had to say about it. And you've been in media a long time, so I want you to listen with a keen ear here.
Let me just here. I'll sell some books here, or attempt to. The book is called Coco and Steven Together Forever, and Beth just got a really great review. I'm going to tell my audience that. Let me give you a little plug so you don't have to do it.
Oh, thank you, sweets.
It's a long thing here, but it says sweet prose and softened digital illustrations make this duo an irresistible springboard for discussions about responsible pet ownership and fostering. Stern provides photos of the real Coco and Steven in the back, and along with some tips for families looking for a pet. All proceeds from the sale of the book will be donated to North Shore Animal League America. Stern is a spokesperson for the organization.
That wasn't a review. That was a press release.
And he almost fell asleep.
Yeah. That was he's like, this is long. I'm not going to read all of this, obviously. But that was just a repackaged press release. What you do is you send out the copy of your book with your press release. Like, here's the story. We wrote it for you. And then they go on. They're just like, yeah, this book has actual photos of the cat and rabbit that the book is based on. And proceeds go to this charity. Like, who would be reviewing a book and say these things?
Well, sometimes what
Patrick Michael.
It's 43 pages.
I think they'll take that info and then cover it. They'll take that info and come up with their own story. If they're very lazy, they'll just print it as is, and it becomes an ad. And that's what he just read.
That's what he just read. I think like this is an amazing thing. So yeah, it's Coco and Steven together forever. How a kitten and bunny became best friends.
I'm sorry, Steven?
Steven, yeah.
The bunny. Okay, gotcha.
Steven is the bunny. Very good.
Popular name.
So apparently, I don't know why Beth, maybe because she never had kids or something. I don't know why she lives her life like this. And this seems very depressing. It seems like it would be very draining, especially on a relationship that you had with somebody.
That's Steven and Coco Melon, two little, discarded or abused animals that were dumped.
Yeah, when Beth took in Coco Melon, I was shocked. Coco Melon was so, I don't know what the fuck happened. How did she get so damaged?
She was either trampled or dropped.
So somebody brought her to a place to get euthanized. And of course we find out about it because she can't pee on her own. So nobody's willing to do it. And Beth's the only one who can.
Well, she has a spinal cord injury, so she can't urinate on her own. So I have to press her bladder 3 times a day for 3 years now.
It's put a bit of crimp in my social life. We have to stay home just to express bladder. What do you? Oh, we got someone who can express her bladder while you're away.
I'm considering bringing her with me.
Jesus Christ.
That's why he has to stay home?
She adopted a cat that she has to press on the bladder 3 times a day in order to get the cat to pee. They were going to euthanize it. Like, yeah, put it out of its misery. What are you doing? And instead, Beth's like, nope, this is my burden now. All right. I mean, I think this, and I know that I sound like a real piece of shit for saying this. Cats are cute. I get it. There's tons of cats out there. There's a mental illness going on with Beth Stern, and I get it. She lives with Howard, who's very mentally ill. Mm-hmm. So I would imagine that it's not an easy life to live, and you're looking for distractions and anything. You're just like, if this is the most high maintenance pet anyone's ever had, I'll take it. You got another one?
Yes.
They come in 2s?
I don't know if it's a mental illness. I think it's something that stemmed from a good place, but now has become an excuse to not hang out with her husband.
There's something going on here because there's no reason why Beth needs to have a cat that can't pee on its own. Because everyone was just like, yeah, Beth, we appreciate what you're saying here, but this one's lost. It's fine. There's look at this cat over here. This one is peeing in the box right now. You can take it home if you want.
Is that one of the adventures they have?
Well, let's find out because here's the plot of the book explained.
Anyway, so it's the story of this cat and a rabbit who make an unlikely friendship because we didn't even know if cats and rabbits were friendly to one another. Because, you think...
Well, a lot of times different species aren't.
Right. I know.
Or races.
When a cross-species relationship happens.
Oh, my God. These guys love each other. I go down there. It's like a love fest.
They sleep together. They groom together. They play together. They hide together. It's the cutest thing ever.
And here's the weird thing about this Coco Melon and Steven. This is something that would be fascinating. Maybe you got to talk about this because it's nuts. So the cat has a spinal cord injury, but the rabbit goes over and licks her right on the spot where her injury is, insists on licking it.
That's fascinating. Please go on.
I mean, this is the Howard Stern show, guys. I don't know what to tell you.
Coming up next, Butt Bongo Fiesta.
I can't fucking believe that this is what it's become. We're talking about how cute it is that a rabbit licks on a cat in his basement. And I talk about this a lot when we cover Howard Stern. I always say, what is Beth doing? Why wouldn't she get a divorce and go live her life? She wants to hang out with celebrities. She wants to go to dinner parties. She wants to go out. Howard won't let her do any of those things. We'll get into that in a little bit because the staff has questions for them about their lifestyle. So we'll get into that. But actually, I think you could make a case that Beth is the one that's making everyone's life miserable in this giant mansion, across 3 different giant mansions. Because listen to Howard's hell that he has to deal with.
And like Bella, our cat who just died, which is real, it's heartbreaking for us. I told you, we got her from a junkyard where some kids had come by and stabbed her in the eyes with forks. And we took her in. She was blind. She had a tremendous amount of problems. We put her on tons of medication. And you know what? She ended up living pretty long.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was really sad. But the point is, the book is beautiful. It's gotten great reviews.
Jesus Christ. Everything's such a fucking downer with these people. Yeah, our cat just died. That was the one where the eyeballs were stabbed out by those teenagers.
But it's funny. He sounds like a rich person talking about, like, we got this cheese from the mountains in this tiny little cave by these village people. Like, the more damage the cat, it's like some kind of flex, like all the hell it's been through and how they saved it.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
So for some reason, and I have not been keeping up on this, but Beth has taken to pet rabbits as her new cause du jour. She's very concerned about what's going on with these rabbits. And that's one of the reasons why she wrote this book, was to teach those little kids about how to care for rabbits and what it's like to have a rabbit as a pet.
I like bringing attention also to rabbits. I call Stephen and Harry my Easter dumps, where parents see these little cute bunnies around Easter time and they buy a bunny for their kid. Then they bring the bunny home. It's a tiny little adorable little fur ball. And then after a couple of weeks, they realize that rabbits poop around 350 times a day. That's an actual fact. And they chew everything, and you can't keep them in a cage. And that'd be so cruel to keep them in a cage. They're a lot of work, and people don't realize it. And so people think they can just put them outside. Oh, I see rabbits outside. Let's put him outside. He'll be fine, and he'll have a happier life. Well, that's just not the case with rabbits that have been domesticated. They can't even live more than 24 hours outside. So,
sounds like rabbits are a terrible pet.
I got one for my daughter a long time ago, and it's a pain in the dick.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if prairie dogs are worse. But the way she was explaining that, it chews everything.
Yeah.
It runs around the house and shits all the time.
Yep.
Mean-spirited.
Yeah. Bites.
Hates people. Maybe that shouldn't be domesticated then. You know? We got dogs, we got cats. I think we're good.
Yeah.
You know, get a goldfish. I don't know.
I feel like Howard tried to trick her, and someone went into her office one day and was like, you did it, Beth. You saved all the cats. We won. And she's like, rabbits.
Yeah, what's next?
Yeah, moving to the next one.
So she has 4 rabbits. And so she knows a lot about what's going on with these rabbits. And boy, when she explains it on the Howard Stern show, the audience is captivated.
luckily, the 4 rabbits, we now have 4, have all been rescued in the nick of time and are safe with us forever. But people don't realize that. So I really like to talk about the Easter dumps, is what I call Stephen, and how if you think rabbits are really cute, just research first and see if you're equipped and if you can really handle that type of pet, because they are a lot of work.
Anyway, my wife has devoted her life to
Am I boring?
No, is in fact.
No.
When Robin says no, you know the answer.
Well, Grandma's interested.
Howard's just like, oh, she's done talking? Anyway, Beth's great, everyone. Isn't she wonderful?
Easter dumps, everyone. That's when you eat the cheap chocolate.
Yep. White chocolate gets me every fucking time.
Ooh.
It's the grossest shit.
It really is.
All right, so this is Beth explaining her life's work.
She has devoted her life to animal rescue, and the book will just raise money for animal rescue. So think of it, it's a donation.
All of my proceeds, I just wrote the check for my advance to North Shore Animal League America. So every cent is saving more lives. So I look at it as if you purchase a book, you're just helping my mission to save lives. And it's just,
It's a beautiful
Hobo
thing.
and Stephen.
Save lives. I'm sorry. I've had cats. They're very cute. Rabbits are cute too. So are dogs. These are not lives. What are we talking about?
I was wondering where you're going with that.
What the fuck are you talking about? But that's her cause. That's her big thing. This is what she's devoting her life to now, is making sure that a domesticated rabbit isn't just let out into the yard where it could be delicious fox food.
Yes.
You know? There's a whole circle of life out there. But apparently in Beth's world, the cute things need to be protected at all times. And this is a crazy story. This is when Howard and Beth first started dating, her pussy must be amazing. Is all I can say, because who would put up with this?
Back when we first met, Beth and I were taking a walk.
In Manhattan.
In Manhattan.
Yeah.
And we're in this park. It wasn't Central Park. It was a different park. And we see this rabbit just sitting there like freaking out because people think the rabbit's supposed to be outside. These are domesticated rabbits. And remember,
he was petrified.
He was petrified.
Yeah.
And we rescued him. We asked a woman who was walking around, do you know where there's a cardboard box or something? I remember carrying this rabbit.
Yeah, to that pet
to that store. Yeah, who helped us with him. His name was Lucky. We did find him a home.
Jesus Christ. When they first started dating, they ran across a rabbit that was looking like it was having a bad day. And their first thought was, let's rescue this rabbit.
Well, it had just gotten fired. It had no place to stay.
Right. Like, how do you look at a rabbit and just be like, that one was probably domesticated and is terrified right now? Rabbits are always terrified. Have you guys seen rabbits? They're very jumpy. They don't.
I'm terrified by anyone chasing
me. Right. Yes.
Anyone running at me.
Doesn't take much. Jenny Jingles tries to pet them in the backyard all the time. Never works out.
Nope.
They're quick. So I don't have to worry about trying to save a rabbit. I'll tell you that. Could never happen. So good news. We have breaking news, actually. I don't even think Howard knows about this, but Beth's very excited.
Good news of the day is yesterday it was brought to my attention that somebody who lives close to us found a litter of newborn kittens in their window well. And there was a mama cat. They saw the mama cat, but she was obviously feral. So my friend set up a trap, and we were hoping to get the mother in the trap and then grab the babies and bring them all back to my house. I have a room set up for them. And we caught the mama, and they're now in our house as of 10 minutes ago. So I just met the mama and the 5 little babies. So
what are you going to wear on the Today Show? You should wear that outfit.
Perfect segue, Howard. He's just rolling his eyes like, oh, good. We have another fucking family of cats in the house. Yay.
Feral, you say?
You're right. Perfect. Fuck. This guy, every pair of G's just must be torn to shreds. Every room he walks into, there's just cats. Fuck.
There's a smell that he can't smell anymore, but it's very thick.
I love that she goes, hey, good news.
Good news of the day.
Good news of the day, yeah.
This happens a lot.
Those cats that were born across the street, we got them.
So what are you going to wear?
Yeah, what are you wearing on the Today Show? You better look fucking hot. If this is what our lives are. All right. This is more exciting news. I know it sounds like I'm overselling this, but trust me, this is a big deal.
Wherever books are sold.
Yeah, get the book. First of all, it's a beautiful, and the audio book. I am the voice of. I didn't mention
remembering.
That. Yeah, I'm the voice of Steven the rabbit.
Yep.
And I do a voice like this, very like this.
Oh no! Oh, first off, all right. I'm looking at the cover of this. You shouldn't judge a book by its cover. Does this look like a book you'd want to hear the audio version of? Isn't it like all illustrations and cuteness? Isn't that what children's books are?
I do kind of want to hear this now.
I really want to hear this.
Yeah, I will order the audio book for sure. That is a business expense right there. That is a write-off, as we call it in the biz. What the fuck is Howard going on about? He's recording the audio book and being Steven's voice.
I think you're right about her pussy.
It's amazing. It latches on and doesn't let go. Whoa! I'm trying to get out.
Howard, you doing that voice?
Yes. Yes, Beth.
He's got the key to her chastity belt.
Well, he does put his foot down when it comes to sharing things on Instagram. If anyone follows Beth on Instagram, she's always sharing photos of these kittens and other animals, and very cute, sometimes wildly depressing. And sometimes she wants to show off her hubby.
Yeah, it gives me a chance to act a little bit.
Sadly, though, they took video of you recording it, and you didn't approve any of the videos for
That's
me
not true.
to put out on Instagram.
What?
All right, can I post that?
What? I don't know. You better check with me after
You
the
go,
show.
I don't like how I look. It's a bad angle.
Yeah, it's a bad angle. It's enough. You know what? People buy the book because it's great for kids.
I'm good.
Who was telling me? Will said, his kid brought the book to school. He has a little kid, and they brought the book to school, and the teacher's reading it to them. And
I love that.
What an anecdote.
Everyone cried.
Yeah, well, what was that? He's like, Howard's so uncomfortable about how he looks. He doesn't want to be on social media, so we can all tease him.
And he smells like cat pee.
Oh, God, it's brutal. And so Beth's just like, hey, can I post those videos we took of you recording the audiobook? And he's like, anyway, so Will brought the book into school, and the teacher read it to the class.
And she knew to ask him on the air.
Yeah. I'm sorry, you didn't approve that. He's just like, I don't know what you're talking about. No, those videos I sent you that I needed you to approve. Anyway. Yeah, so that's not going to happen. He's like, people will buy the book anyway, whatever, it's fine.
Yeah, I mean, we see what this is. This is advertised for adults. It's not for kids. They had Olivia Rodrigo is on Saturday Night Live, and they had Debbie Harry introduce her, and then she mentioned The Cure and Robert Smith within like the first 15 seconds of the song. So they're like, this is for the adults watching, so that you'll like it and want to buy it for your kids. This is all for Howard Stern people with disposable income who probably don't even have kids. They just want to buy it.
And let's not forget, we played a clip recently of Howard complaining about the fact that he's the only one who gives money to this fucking charity that Beth has.
Oh, yeah.
And he was complaining, like, I ask her when she's fostering animals, I say, hey, can you ask for donations? Could someone please donate to this charity aside from me? And so the big selling point is that all of the proceeds go to her charity.
Yeah.
And Howard's like, just buy the book. Who gives a shit? Buy a dozen books. Just buy the fucking books, people. Can't keep coming out of my pocket. Beth is so checked out. Now, of course, she's in her home. And she's just downstairs with Howard in the basement doing the show. And Howard starts telling a story. So she's just like, all right, well, I'm just going to look at my phone then. This is kind of wild. Like, not to brag. Producer Chris doesn't bring his phone downstairs. He knows, like, this distraction's unnecessary. We're doing a show for a couple hours, you know? Beth does not know that.
But then what happens?
Yes.
Okay, so let me tell the
Oh,
story.
you're still telling the story?
I'm telling this story.
I check my messages.
No, what are you doing?
I'm just checking my...
I'm in the middle of telling your story.
Oh, Doug's listening.
Oh, your brother?
Yeah. Hi, Doug.
I love him.
I know, me too.
He's a good man. All right. So, well, what did he say?
I'm glad it didn't derail the conversation, Beth. Fucking idiot.
Did he get my email? Did he return?
Yeah, right. She's like, oh, my brother's listening. Oh, cool. Hi, Doug. What's going on here? So then they get into this riveting tampon talk. Apparently, Beth is like premenopausal and she's taking some kind of medication and some other thing. It's giving her super periods. She's been on her period for 2 weeks, and Howard's complaining about that because that vagina we were talking about that gets you to do all this crazy shit you don't want to do, out of commission for a fortnight. Like, okay, well then why are all these fucking cats here?
Why am I selling your book?
Yeah, why are we promoting this dumb shit? I'm doing the fucking audiobook for you. Oh, look at me, I'm a rabbit.
Hey, that's pretty good.
Thanks. All right, so this is some interesting tampon talk.
You don't see anyone else.
Where are you going?
I was
Sit up straight.
had a
What'd you have?
you know when your jeans are too tight, when it's uncomfortable.
Well, it squeezed your vagina?
Yeah, well, I've a lot like the tampon in, and it was just like all squinched.
Yeah,
I just readjusted.
And you are the worst with tampons.
I know, I forget about them.
Sometimes Beth will forget she has a tampon, and then she'll
Yeah.
stick in another one, and then you get all clogged up in there.
Yeah, and then I have to go, oh, don't ask.
And then I have to, well, I don't know if
You
you
told me to make a chart.
Yeah, I said, how could you?
Stickies.
You must take out your old tampon.
I know, I forget.
Sometimes I have to go in there and get it.
Yeah. Oh, this is really, like, Doug's listening to this.
Doug, sometimes I have to go in there and fish it out.
Let's not forget that Doug is listening now that we know that. We've established that. So she's doing double vaginal with tampons? Yes. It's fucking hot.
It's a new thing.
I think she's a lot smarter than she gives off, and I think she's had to come up with a lot of excuses over the years to not sleep with him, and that's some involved story.
Oh, you know what? The reason why my vagina out of commission this time, left a tampon in. Can you believe it? I'm just so, ugh.
I can't even feel when I have something inside me. I have no idea.
You know, some people like tie a string around their finger to remember shit. There's a string hanging out of there. How did you forget? That's the reminder right there. It's the mechanism. All right. So let's talk about these 4 rabbits running around the house because Beth mentioned they shit 350 times a day, which is, by the way, nonstop shitting.
Yes.
At a certain point, you stop measuring. Like, they just shit all the time.
Oh, look, it's not shitting.
Right. That's the thing I want to know about. How many seconds of the day is it not shitting? That's interesting.
Oh, my goodness. This is my day. Thank you so much, Howard and Beth. So, my question is poop containment. With 4 bunnies, and if they poop up to 350 times a day, that's like
Do the math.
1,000 pieces of poop.
We're losing your signal, but I think what she's saying is,
How do I deal with that?
how do you deal with rabbit poop if rabbits poop 350 times a day? I know the answer to
All
this,
right.
but I'll let you.
3 of my rabbits are litter box trained.
Oh, okay. So only 25% of the rabbits are shitting all over the house.
Yeah. Which is good.
No! Oh, that's terrible, actually. Like, hey, you know that one rabbit that doesn't use the litter box?
It had an accident. It choked itself.
I think it needs to go to a farm upstate. That's where rabbits love to run around and play, frolic.
And shit.
Mamet from the staff comes in, and Mamet has questions for Beth. Now, Beth is reluctant. She goes, I'll do one question. I got to do my rounds with all the cats upstairs. I can't be down here all day. And so Mamet picks the best question to ask. And there's some resistance from Howard at first, but it doesn't last long.
Oh, Mehmet has prepared.
Yeah, I've been listening to this, and you actually bring up a lot of topics I would love to
Just ask
more
questions,
about.
Mehmet.
Yes,
Nobody cares.
okay, all right.
Yeah.
So one of the things you talked about was, Howard's crankiness. And just from working with Howard, I've noticed sometimes, no offense, Howard, but sometimes he comes downstairs and, he is very cranky. So
That's such bullshit.
People will...
When am I ever cranky in our meetings? Never.
All right. So you could tell what kind of a boss this guy is and what he's like to work with. Because you're just like, listen, you're sometimes in a rotten mood. How the fuck do you get away with saying that to me?
And they're always the one that's like, roast me. Go ahead, roast me.
Yeah, right. So I appreciate Matt. He sticks to it on this because a lot of people just back down immediately.
Never.
You come down and move it on. Come on.
He's full of shit.
No.
He's talking about.
I love you, Howard.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
So
Go
what
ahead.
I'm asking is, Beth, do you ever do you see that crankiness in the morning with him, and how do you
Do
deal
I
with
see
it?
it in the morning?
Yeah.
Do I see it in the daytime? Do I see it at night? Do I see it 24 hours a day? Yes.
Is it worse
He's
at
a
a certain
crank.
time of day?
What is it? Am I a miserable person?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And I feel like we always come to this conclusion whenever we do these types of segments on the Howard Stern Show. We go, what's going on with Howard? You never want to leave the house. And when you're home, you're miserable. And if you have time off, you hate it. And if you have to work, you hate that. Are you miserable? And Howard's like, well, I'm in therapy. But yeah, I'm obviously miserable.
And he always seems surprised by coming to the same conclusion.
Right. It's always like this whole thing. And props to Beth for explaining this a little bit. She tells us the time he's most miserable, which kind of makes sense when you think about what one of his many disorders is.
When he's getting the tampons out.
He's trying to fish those things out of there.
I think he likes that.
Yeah.
He's elbow deep. Jesus Christ.
Hello.
Where is this thing?
A miner's hat.
But you know the time that I hate the most?
There's a canary in there.
But you know the
There was.
time that I hate the most?
No.
When we are walking from the door outside the gate.
Yeah.
You are miserable. And then once we start getting the
because-
fresh air and the sun comes pouring on our skin, then things start to change.
You know what that is? I just don't like leaving the house.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I have.
Well, guess what? You're going to
yeah.
be leaving the house a lot this summer.
How interesting is that? So what is it, agoraphobia? The fear of leaving the house, right? Adam's looking at me like, I don't know, Carl. Why you
I think
You're like
so.
Gary
I'll
answering the next
assume so.
question.
Beard?
I
Is that
should've
the
written it
brown
down.
boss?
Anyway, that's very interesting right there. That's something to talk to your therapist about. He's most miserable leaving the door and then getting to the front gate, which is 20 yards, whatever it is.
Sure.
Like that's like his, oh no, freaking out moment of leaving the house. And Beth calls that out. That's wacky. That's mental illness.
He's in control of every single detail in that place. Every person works for him. Every square inch is under his control. Second he steps across that gate, paparazzi, whatever it is, judgment. Now he's a person and he's not in control and he fucking hates it.
Well, he does have that woman suing him, but yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, she's right there waiting in the bushes.
So Howard is going to be traveling this summer. You know, they always take a couple months off. And Beth has made some plans.
I mean, I agreed to make. I've made travel plans this summer with Beth.
Oh,
because I know I'm in a marriage and I know that's what you want. But I wish you were more like me, where you just don't want to see anyone.
Honey, our
No,
days
I'm so
are
satisfied.
very isolated. We
Yeah.
very rarely leave the house.
Right.
This is really good for you.
Can I tell you when I'm happiest? I know, but I'm considering your happiness, of course. Always put your happiness first. But I'm happiest when it's just us and we have no plans.
Which is 99.9% of
Yeah.
our lives.
That little percentage that
Yeah.
isn't that.
But you're still walking around in misery during your happiest times.
Why am I
then.
so miserable?
You're miserable.
I know.
I mean, that's a question for the therapist you should have fired 4 decades ago, I would say. I like, though, that she's just like, listen, you're annoyed if we're home. You're annoyed if we go out somewhere. We have $1 billion in the bank. Can we just go travel to Europe and just do cool shit, please? We have the whole summer off.
She was
It's
right.
a condition called being a cynical asshole.
Yeah.
I believe it.
When he's like, I know I have to do this for you. And she's like, actually, this would help you a lot.
Yes.
She's correct.
Well, he's going to get into why he's so miserable.
You
I don't
are
get
just
it.
like,
You're
What do you
asking
think?
her why you're so miserable.
Yeah, I don't know why. I got a psychiatrist. He can't tell me either.
He walks in a room and it's just, he's just
Because I see what's
miserable.
wrong with the world. I see all the fuck ups.
So Howard's so focused on the negative aspects of everything in life that it brings him down. It's a giant weight on his shoulders at all times. And I'm going to get nerdy for just a second, but I remember very well when Robin did her ayahuasca. And Howard made fun of her for a while, but she traveled to South America somewhere and did this weekend where she trips balls and pukes and has diarrhea, and it's a whole thing. And Howard goes, okay, did you go on a spiritual journey? Did you learn anything from that? And I remember Robin saying that she had cured herself of depression because she realized she can't change the things around her that are bad. Looking at what's going on in the Middle East or just all the horrible things in this world is not on you, the individual, to fix, and you shouldn't feel like you need to. And to hear Howard at 72 years old go, yeah, I'm miserable. A lot of shitty things are going on in the world. You're like, you haven't figured that out yet? Yeah. You made fun of Robin. She figured it out. Howard, get some acid, get some mushrooms, spend a weekend with Pink Floyd and the Doors and figure it out.
Yeah.
I'm not sure the Doors would help, but
No, you listen to something better, but that
Sure.
would really help. That's what drugs are supposed to be for things like that. When you have so much PTSD that nothing will change it and you need something that strong to change your perspective.
anyway, I just thought that was interesting because I just remember Robin, she worded it differently, but coming to that conclusion of you got to let go and just realize that you can only live your life and appreciate and enjoy what you're doing. And Howard will never figure that out. And he spends way too much money on therapy. It's insane that Beth is putting up with this guy. And I think they both make each other miserable. Oh, you're going to be a pain in the ass? Well, I'm going to bring home a blind cat. And we'll deal with that. Oh, look at this cat. It pisses everywhere. This one doesn't piss at all.
You wouldn't bring home another one. Oh, yeah?
Yeah, right. What are you going to do? Start collecting rabbits now? Oh, I just might.
Watch me.
Motherfucker. Yeah.
I just want to go on record as saying there's much worse things Beth could be doing with her time and her money, and I see it's obsessive, but I see nothing inherently wrong with it. What I do see wrong with was when Beth got into the studio, and one of the first things Howard said to her was, sit up straight.
Yeah.
Like when you see a couple and one of them says that to the other, that's not good. That's not good.
Yeah, actually, they talk about each other's posture a lot. I didn't pull those clips.
Oh.
There's a lot of talk about standing up straight and straightening your back. And
Interesting.
yeah, she's worried that she's married to Patrick Melton at this point. You know what I mean? Supertip.gg/WATP. Hit the like button. But go over to supertip.gg/WATP like Sarcastic Weedhead did.
Yo, Carl, what's up? You didn't know I was black? You better recognize, fool. I'll put the chrome straight to your dome. Best believe that, Playboy. Put some respect on my name.
Why does AI Chris sound so black?
I don't know.
I like
Interesting. Nick the Fed.
Today I was listening to myself on an old Why Are You Lacking and thought this guy has no idea he's going to get sued. I don't care. That's a problem for future Carl. Man, I'd hate to be that guy.
Man, I hate to be that guy. Minimal participation. Remember when Jackie's cat got hit by a car? Howard laughed for days about how stupid the cat was to get hit. The good old days. Yeah, he was a different guy back then. AO1012. Can you say she's trying to help, but in reality, Beth is just a broken weirdo looking for fulfillment because Howard didn't give her a child? I think that's one of the conclusions people come to.
Yeah, and I think both can be true. I'm just glad she's dealing with it that way.
That's true.
Instead of Fabergé eggs.
Mike coming in.
If it's not narcissism, Lady K can't diagnose it. I'll wait.
All right, that's true. That's the only thing I do now for sure. Rumpled Trenchcoat, a Columbo podcast.
I always put your happiness above mine, Beth. Well, at least 0.1% of the time. We need a few more rabbits around here.
I know. Howard, I mean, it gets wild. He's just like, but I'm a great guy. I'm a great guy to be married to, right? He just constantly needs that reassurance stuff. Obviously, you know the answer. Little $5. Yo, boys, Chris's shoulders ran away. Adam has offensive mustache. Opie is the worst. Can't wait till Ron turns. I want a WTP hoodie and Chip Tip. Get your hoodie.
Chip Super Tip.
Yeah, can't argue with any of that.
Look at Labyrinth Mystic coming in, gifting 5 memberships, which is much appreciated. Like I said, if you just got gifted a membership, the members only video that we just did yesterday, Living in the Past with Stuttering John, episode 23, is a doozy. John's very first ever podcast with Tammy Pescatelli, and Howie Mandel is the guest. Grizzlehorn, holy fuck, Howard is unlistenable. I know. This is what I have to do for you people. I don't get enough credit. Pativa says, wow, Carl just hates everything cute. LOL. Kids, bunnies, Ava.
He loves abortions.
I see what you did there. Dabble Tim, I used to manage a ranch for a billionaire family. There's a 0 chance Beth is doing this work herself. Some poor footman is squeezing piss for sure. Thoughts on that?
I think it all fell to that assistant of Howard's. Yeah. It's like, this is not what I signed up for.
If that NDA really was never signed and she's allowed to tell her story, I'll be very interested in what that's all about. Citizen M coming with 5. Props to hot wife Megan for letting producer Chris get it. Mike's a lucky hubby.
Mike Huckabee.
Whatnot Chaser, $5. I hate Howard so much, but I hate myself for ever liking him. He's a garbage fake person. Don't hate yourself. He used to be fun. He used to be cool to listen to the Howard Stern show. All right. It is that time. It's time for our
Cringe of the Week. Cringe of the Week.
This one comes in from our old friend Coleman. And Coleman was watching the Blind Mike Project. You watch it every Sunday, 10 a.m. Eastern, unless Cardiff is on. And Blind Mike has 2 different producers that rotate through. You have my buddy Casey Day, and of course Craig. And Casey Day was on. And sometimes Casey Day goes above and beyond. And it's not always appreciated by the host, Mike Geary.
Time.
It really is. And I gotta thank Piers Morgan. By the way, I could have let this clip run for another 9 minutes.
Yes.
Long.
It is amazing.
But thank you to Piers Morgan for not interrupting. How many people in media would have made themselves the show here? I always say my favorite call, it was a Packers Seahawks playoff game in 2015 or 16. And there was a last-minute touchdown scored, and Al Michaels is perfectly silent, and he lets the crowd noise wash over you. And I always say that was my favorite call ever because Al Michaels knew how to get out of the way. And that's what Piers Morgan does here. He just lets Russell Brand, he lets the play run itself. We all get to watch the spectacle here.
I, of course, can't get out of the way, so I added some funny cartoon music underneath. Here we go.
Come on. No, you didn't.
It's funny.
No.
Is that the greatest build up to this clip ever? You're going to love the silence. Holy shit, he drowns this guy in his own silence, and it's amazing. And Casey Day goes, actually, I just put in some wacky horns and
yakety
arugas.
sax.
Yakety sax, yeah. You're going to love it. It's really funny. Mike's so disappointed in this.
No.
Can we just play the regular version?
If you talk for a minute, I can get the regular version out. Damn it, it's funny. It's funny.
Why do you muddy every silence?
Because it's silence.
I was just about to say, the silence is so amazing. Listening
I
to
know.
why would you do this?
Well, because I had to tell you, because you just said the silence is so amazing. So if I let it go, you were gonna.
No. I'm saying why. Yeah, all right. Find the original version, I guess.
Oh, God damn it. All right, hold on 1 second.
Now you can fill the silence with music.
Well, see, we're letting the silence work here.
Yes.
We're doing it here.
It's your fault.
Electra, are you there?
Yep, enjoying the silence.
No, don't just enjoy it. Help out a little bit.
How long do you think it'll take?
Well,
you know, we have to play. While you do that, play this cartoon version, I guess.
Okay. All right, there we go. And then I'll find the other one. Here we go. Here we go.
Can I go back to asking a question about your Bible?
Yes, if you want to.
Thank you. Was that the one you took into court?
You're the very one.
Okay. What was your thinking of taking it into court? And what you were seeing, looking at some passages, what were the relevant passages for you?
All right. Thank you for asking me.
Thank you. That didn't hurt, did it?
A little bit. It was this from Isaiah. And you're right. Bear did say, be chilled. Sometimes I lose the chill, man. It's pretty.
Yeah, if you didn't tell me that, I would have been like, "What the fuck's happening?"
All right, well, that's what I told you. But I do believe we're right there. So, Mike, I think we'll be able to do this. Hold on. Hold on. Sorry about that. It was a creative choice I made. I don't always pick winners.
The segment, by the way.
Well,
lost all our momentum.
Okay, here we go.
Poor Casey Day. I feel bad for everyone in this situation. He's trying to do the right thing. This isn't very funny. I made like some wacky noises or something in there. Maybe the boner sound effect. Mike's like, Jesus Christ.
He's going to have to set it up again. I completely forgot what they were even talking about.
Yeah, what are we even talking about, Mike? Come on, help us out. We have a lot of stuff to get to today. Stuttering John talks about how I'm not a very good broadcaster or musician, but he is. Oh. We have Opie pitting his two co-hosts against each other and also finally attending Ron's comedy show. We have Rob Saul coming up momentarily to talk about striking channels. There's a lot of weird shit going on in the Dabbleverse right now, Adam. Stuff that I am not a fan of. These people striking channels. Of course, Stuttering John's been striking. We struck PDP on Monday. And so there's a GoFundMe. SaveTSN.com is where you can go to support Shuley and the gang for this lawsuit to get John to stop DMCA striking them on YouTube. But aside from the striking, we've also seen people lose their channels recently. I saw that our buddy Karmic, a guy you're very fond of, great to hang out in his chat.
I love it.
He was on vacay in Vegas. And lo and behold, he lost his YouTube channel. Very, very upsetting. So he tweets about this to let us know. He says, while in Vegas, I get news my channel was removed. I want to thank the fans for their continued support over the last year.
He took 20 pictures. That was the best one he got.
That's pretty good. Now, I have some thoughts on this. I hate seeing people lose their channels. It sucks. I hate that YouTube does that. Like, they're just like, all right, you're gone. Whoa, it happened to Cardiff, which sucked.
Yeah, just so we're clear, this wasn't a strike. This wasn't somebody else's doing. This wasn't a conspiracy or forces working behind the scenes. This was YouTube decided just too much violent threats and harassment.
So it says, hi, Karmic. We've reviewed your content and found severe or repeated violations of our harassment policy. Because of this, we've removed your channel from YouTube. Now, when you say no one did anything, we don't know that that's true.
Well, I just mean this isn't the direct result of these strikes that have been running rampant through the Dabbleverse.
Correct. Now, a couple months ago, Haley from Pretty Antisocial ran an experiment where she put all of his episodes through AI, like transcribed them all, put them through AI, and asked, like, what's the gist of the show? Like, what is he getting out about? And what AI said, unprompted, was, oh, this show is against YouTube's harassment policy.
Yeah.
Specifically. And I don't think Haley for Pretty Antisocial is going on and tattletaling on anyone. But who knows? Maybe somebody saw that and they're like, oh, we should let YouTube know this is going on. I don't know what happened. Or maybe YouTube had just finally caught up to him. There was some speculation, and I'm sorry, Adam, not to cut you off. There's some speculation because YouTube has been really homing in. Thank you, speech coach. Homing in on the AI slop that's out there. And nobody likes using AI more than Karmic. And so I've seen people say, oh, it's probably because of the AI stuff. But no, specifically, this says harassment policy.
He was led to believe that because he keeps his episodes, either takes them down immediately or they're all private, that YouTube isn't scanning them. And he, which was out of character, left one up. And all of his shows are, as AI decidedly characterized, deeply violent, threatening, aggressive, and homosexual. And
I don't think that's against the terms of service.
No, but when you combine them all together, it creates a cocktail that's just not right for YouTube's standards and practices.
He's called me a cocksucker a few times. I think that's true. Yeah,
he's done more than that. He specifically accuses people he's never met of predatory, violent, sexual crimes and says he knows in his heart. And he does it over and over and over again. And he left an episode up. He didn't take it down. And he thinks that's what possibly got flagged.
What do you think's going on in that Valley of Men, too? That seems like...
I think it's a lot of fucking and sucking, Carl.
Yeah, I think so, too. I think you're right. All right, so you grabbed a clip about him not caring about this.
This is when he took to the air to let us know that he's okay and he's not emotionally bothered by this.
Oh, fuck.
Jesus Christ. This fucking guy. I mean, I couldn't imagine crying one time on the internet, let alone all the fucking time. What is his deal?
Anyway. Now I'm going to be fucking ridiculed for this shit. Like I give a fuck.
Sounds like you do. I would feel bad about it.
You know, of all the shit that I said out there, I don't wish anybody ill will.
YouTube's like, oh, okay, our bad then. We didn't realize.
Bullshit. Never have had like a negative reaction about other people and they're supportive and nice.
All right.
He goes on and on.
Yeah. So he's feeling some regrets, it sounds like. Maybe he should have done things a little bit differently. But this Karmic guy is a genius. And I know it's not just the vocabulary he uses, which he always uses correctly. Mm-hmm. Not just that. There's other reasons why he's a genius.
I think it'd be interesting. Like, everybody says, you know, the wealthy don't have really any problems to deal with, you know. Maybe that's true for some people. Maybe that's true, but what are the problems that they have to deal with? I'm sure they have a moment here or there where they're a little perturbed with the way the world operates. Maybe they do kind of have those moments. Maybe it does happen to everybody. Maybe everybody has that. So maybe you can't really run away from problems. Maybe it just happens.
Wow. The way he figured it out in real time, the way he processed that in real time, it's very impressive.
It's such a great example of stupidity, like real stupidity, not the kind where you think of like the Three Stooges, but like he misunderstood a famous saying, more money, more problems is the saying. He's like, you know, that saying about how squeaky wheels get no grease. Well, maybe, maybe if we just squeak loud enough, we'll get some grease one day. And he thinks he invented it. He really thinks he's done something there. I love it.
That's great. Well, we'll miss Karmic X.
Don't worry, he's already on Rumble being more violent, promising more violence, making more threats, and trying to take everyone down because even though we know it's a YouTube strike, he's convinced that it is a conspiracy of many moving parts from all over the world designed to take him down. And as he says, we know who we are. We know who we are.
Gilly, can you get this guy in therapy again? I know you guys were in couples therapy, but maybe he needs to talk to a professional about other things.
Any good couples therapist would say, oh, you don't need couples therapy. You need therapy. And
Yes.
you need therapy.
Yes, they would recognize that very quickly. Speaking of needing therapy, Rob Saul was joining the program for the first time ever. I know he's been on Point Dabble Point with me before, but this is the first time on Who Are These Podcasts? And I wanted to talk to Rob because I saw some activities going on this week. Welcome to the show, Rob Saul. What's up, buddy?
Hey, what's up? How are you? I caught the end of the Karmics talk. I remember one time he said he was going to ejaculate all over my face to prove his dominance over me. So he's not a big Rob Saul fan.
Maybe you would like that.
Sounds like a really big fan.
Yeah, I was going to say, when I'm thinking about ejaculating on someone's face, that's someone I'm really keen on. Yeah. Otherwise, I'd be embarrassed.
I would have trouble getting it up, if I didn't really care.
Right, yeah. So, that might be against YouTube's policies.
Yeah.
To say things like that. Speaking of YouTube's policies, so you were striking away. You were striking Pest this week, and then you guys worked it out. Tell us the background on this, because I am one of the people who thinks that the Clippers are very important for the Dabbleverse. And I don't like any channels getting struck. That's my general policy. But definitely I want the Clippers to be protected from strikes.
I agree with you, Carl. You're right. I think a lot of people, when I came back, and have gotten the wrong idea. I think people think that I've come back and say, hey, everybody, I went to rehab. I'm 100% better now, and everybody should like me.
And well, that's what Senator John's takeaway is.
Yeah, but it's just not the case. I'm a fucked up person. I mean, most of my I wasn't born a alcoholic or a drug addict. I was diagnosed with PTSD. It's a lot of emotional stuff, and when you come off of drugs and alcohol after being on them for so long, your hormones get all out of whack for like the first 6 months to a year. So fortunately, because I'm online, a presence online, you get to see that all in real time. But yeah, that's what happened. I had.
What's so funny, Rob? I almost went to go pause you. I'm so used to not talking to you directly and just having clips of you on the show. I was like, I'm going to pause this guy. I want to talk about his small penis and his brother.
Yeah.
Speaking of that PTSD.
Well, there you go. I mean, listen, you guys, I've talked about my childhood, some of it, and that doesn't even scrape the surface. There's stuff I
scrape the cervix.
Yeah, he's never scraping the surface with that dick.
But yeah, it could make your head spin. But I in my personal life, I got into a argument with a intoxicated friend that was over, and I kind of not drugs and alcohol relapse, but I mentally relapsed to where I became that angry, impulsive person I was when I was drinking, and something I had,
Is this the first time this has happened since getting out of rehab?
Yeah, I mean, I do stuff like on the air. People are like, "Oh, he's so angry," but I'm just like, trying to do content. I'm not like really upset on the internet. But yeah, in real life, this is like the first time I really got upset. I thought I kicked the anger problem, and I didn't. So
what did Pest do to you?
Well, Pest didn't really do. Okay, so it wasn't Pest; it was the friend, and Pest had been putting up a lot of clips of me that were very like, where he was not very complimentary of me, which, it's fine. I'm on the internet. I should have thick skin, but
are these clips from your show? Are these clips of your show?
Yes.
Yeah, because Pest doesn't do commentary, right? He just clips your show.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
maybe the titles are mean spirited, or the thumbnail.
No, what's that? And and then he puts dog lover across. But
okay, yeah. All right.
But
that's some editorializing.
So some of it was members only. And anyway, that doesn't even matter because I am taking full responsibility. Where you ask yourself, am I the asshole? I am the asshole. So after I'd gotten this altercation with a friend, I went online, not the smart thing to do. And I saw another clip that Pest had put up, and I thought I was in my rights to start striking. Okay. And nobody agrees with that. Shuley reached out to me, Deb, everybody that likes me, said, hey, don't do this. So I sat and thought about it.
I didn't even like you when I reached out to you.
Yeah, I know. So I thought about it and I said, all right, yeah, I'm reverting back to my old ways again. So I reached out to Pest and I said, listen, I'm sorry. I told him what I was going through. I said, I sincerely apologize, and I removed the strikes. So then Liquid Cryptid, after that had all happened.
And I'll just mention real quick, I do want to get into that portion of it. So I saw the back and forth on X between you and Pest, and Pest was very cordial about it afterwards. He said, yep, it's all been taken care of. Everything's good. We squashed it, so apparently you guys have had enough conversation. He's like, I get it, man, which is good. I'm glad that Pest didn't want to retaliate or something like that. He's like, all right, man, I get it. Thanks for getting rid of the strike.
Yeah. And again, a lot of people think that I use this as an excuse. So I don't expect I did something wrong. I apologize. Everybody needs to forgive me. I'm not saying that, but he did. And I thought it was squashed, but then Liquid Cryptic and a few other people were like, well, we don't forgive you. So Liquid Cryptid said that he was going to put all my members only show and put them fully with no context on his YouTube channel. And he says that he has this affidavit he can send in that can get rid of strikes by saying, I attest under, penalties of perjury that it's, that I'm putting context on it or that it's just clips, but he was just putting the whole show. I guess thinking that I'm not wealthy by any means, but I'm not, that broke where I won't put something in.
So generally, as I said, I'm not for striking. I'm very against striking channels. It sounds like he was goading you based on what you're saying here. Yeah. I don't think people should just take someone's entire bonus show and pop it up on YouTube. That's how I make my living, is through bonus content, patreon.com/wherethespodcasts. So I understand that portion of it, you being like, well, no, you can't just steal my content and give it away for free.
Yes. So
did he actually do that, or just threatened to do it?
No, he did it. Yeah, he did it. And he did 3 of them. So I struck all 3, and, he put in the affidavit thing. So I started the proceeding.
Was there any conversation before this, any back and forth DMs or anything to be like, hey man, why are you doing this? I made it right with Pest.
Well, no, because it was going on, but he said, I'm coming after you. I said, no, I changed my mind and did a laughing emoji, because, I'd worked things out with him already. Right. And everybody was, saying, and I took my beatings when people were like, you're so gay. That was stupid. I'm like, you're right. I took my beatings. So.
What do you mean you took your beatings? You retaliated as hard as you possibly could.
No. I mean, I took my beatings that I got for retaliating.
Okay, fair.
Yeah. People were, calling me out for doing the strikes. Right. And I wasn't arguing with people. I wasn't saying, I'm just to do this. I was agreeing with everybody that was calling me names. I said, you're right. I still have a lot of work to do on myself, still in very heavy therapy. But so anyway, his information is on the affidavit thing that he sends to reverse the strike. So I emailed him and told him that, you're doing the full shows and you're attesting under penalty of perjury that you're just clipping and putting your own context, and you're not. And I said, so I am going to, go forward with this and, put a little bit of money into it and do that. And then he reached back out and was like, well, why can't you just apologize and remove the strikes? And I said, dude, that's what I've been trying to do. I said, that's what the whole point. This happened after I talked to you today, Carl. And he goes, yeah, all right. Okay. Well, if you remove the strikes, I'll let it go. I didn't realize that you and Pest had squashed it. So there's no strikes now. It's all done. And
okay, good. I love what Liquid Cryptid does. So I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad it was a misunderstanding.
Yeah.
And then you figure that out. All right. So the moral of the story is,
yes,
striking channels is gay ops and evil.
I agree.
And don't do that.
Yes.
And always try to work with people and figure it out whenever you can.
Yes, it was very impulsive on my end, and you know, and I did. I went. It wasn't just on the internet; it was in real life. I started acting impulsive again, and I went to group, and I was a subject to group, and then I had to do individual therapy. And I said, I think I'm mentally relapsing. I'm reverting back to this impulsive behavior and not thinking before I act.
Well, I will tell you that I've seen obviously your comeback, your return to the internet, and you've talked about how there was a time when you wanted to be the new Duke. I'll be the punching bag. I'll be the bad guy in the Dabbleverse. Everyone can do this. Yeah. And you've said like, wow, that was really stupid.
Yeah.
I never should have done that. I'm glad I'm not doing that. And you kind of had this redemption arc that a lot of people have applauded.
I think it's over now.
Well, yeah. So that's when I saw you were striking Pest and going after it with Liquid Crypto. I was like, Rob, what the fuck are you doing, man?
Even before these strikes, I remember going to your Twitter right after PDP, and you were pretty aggressive. As soon as you got back, things got pretty
aggressive. How so?
Just responding to people on your Twitter. It was a lot of anger and a lot of name calling, a lot of sexual stuff, a lot of not as bad as it was before, but immediately accusing people of being whatever violent, predatory thing comes to mind. And you're still doing it. So we're glad that you're sober, and I support that you're sober. But in terms of the change of behavior, this is what we'd like to see. Like no more of that violent, aggressive response, and no more of that striking whenever you have a feeling, because there's nothing I've seen that's been done to you yet that you haven't done twice as hard to everybody around.
Oh yeah. I don't claim to be a victim. I never have, but it's just I have a lot of things to work through, and I'm not claiming that everybody should love me now and that I'm perfect and that hey, I went to rehab. I didn't ask for a redemption arc. I didn't come back. I came back expecting people to hate me just as equally and be like, oh, we were right. He is a junkie. He was in rehab. So this wasn't like come back. And I saw a clip of Carl saying that, that I came back and was like, hey, everybody, I hate Stuttering John now too. Love me, which is, couldn't be further. Like I started distancing myself from Stuttering John even before I went to rehab. When I came back, I had all intention to just be nice with him, but keep a distance from him. Once Shuli reached out to me and then I did PDP, I knew things were going to get a little, go downhill. And then, he went full attack on me, and I went back at him. And to me, it's just Stuttering John kind of irritates me because not only, was he wishing my relapse and just horrible things, and
stop acting like you're so much better than him just because you stopped drinking, Rob.
Yeah, and I mean, he's just now he's saying, oh, Carl and Shuli are right. Maybe he is fucking his dog. Maybe he is fucking his aunt. You know what? He is unwatchable. But I wasn't unwatchable, and I wasn't all these things. When
that whole angle is so silly. I never said you fucked your aunt. Maybe you did. Good stuff, Jack.
So it's like I used to be his little dancing monkey. He loved me when I would come on. Can you come on my show drunk and high and make a fool of yourself and talk about Carl and Shuli? And here I came dancing like the monkey, and I wasn't all those things then. And it just, I will say I am annoyed, like as being sober, looking at it from a sober point of view, I'm not like judging him for using alcohol, but it does annoy me. Not only does he not want to better his own life with his family and his kids that don't speak with him or talk to him, but he is aggressively just nasty to anybody that does want to do that.
Yeah, I saw in the chat, people think you also struck Doom. I think Doom put something out that was kind of confusing. Did you put a strike in on Doom's channel?
Yes, I was.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, this was. She.
Was this while we were talking? When was this?
No. This was. This is when I was still spiraling. This is before I calmed myself down. She, when she saw the strike, she had DM'd me and called me a fag, and then started posting stuff. And I was still in my angry state, and I said, "You're next, bitch," and went in there. But all strikes are removed, and no future strikes will happen.
Oh shit! Okay.
You went on a bender.
Yeah.
Any other? I know. That's what I said. I said I told my therapist. I said I feel like almost as guilty if I did drink. I said because it's pretty much just a relapse of behavior.
Any other clip channels that you struck in this time?
No.
Okay.
Are you sure?
Liquid Cryptid, Doom, and Pest were it. Yes.
Okay.
I mean, look, this is disarming. This doesn't happen in the Dabbleverse. People don't come and take ownership and responsibility and admit what they've done and promise not to do it again. So it is very disarming. We are disarmed. You get one. You get one. You don't get to keep doing this and keep another relapse. Everybody's a fag. You don't get to just.
No. I totally get it. It's and I don't expect people now to just say, we forgive them, we like them, and all that. I get it. That's behavior, and I probably shouldn't be broadcasting as much as I do. I do tell my therapists and my groups about everything, and they are fine with me broadcasting. But
I remember I asked you about that on Point Dabble Point, and I said, "There's no way they're advising you to be doing this broadcast." And you said, "Well, they're not telling me not to."
No, they talk about it, and they told me to stay away from the negative stuff. They've seen, I've told them a lot of positive.
Point me to the non-negative stuff in the Dabbleverse, and I'll meet you there.
When I first came back, it was like 95% positive, and I wasn't expecting it, and I don't expect it to continue. Well, it's not now, but yeah, they said it's fine to do, and I've kind of been staying away. I haven't gone back to work full time. I'm still doing, but I'm going back to work full time next week. I'm going to be more in a structured schedule, and I won't be broadcasting as much. And I'm trying to not.
You still work at a bar restaurant?
Yes, I did want to bring that up too, is because obviously I am not taking the most the easiest route of sobriety, because I am still in the Dabbleverse and I am still bartending. My therapist and everybody in my recovery knows about this. It can be done. It's
called California sober.
Yeah.
All I'm doing is drinking and smoking weed, man.
Yeah.
All right.
Actually, I haven't been smoking weed. The program I'm in right now is 100% abstinence. So I get drug tested 2 to 3 times a week. So I can't have anything, even like marijuana.
Yeah, but if a guy offers you a shot at the bar, come on, even.
No,
drinks for the last 2.5 hours.
No,
get over here, Robbie.
And alcohol stays with the test they do. It stays in your system 80 hours, and there's never like an 80-hour.
No, one beer goes away in 1 hour.
Your beer math is way off, Rob. I always told you that.
Well, I'm going by professionals, not stuttering.
They're lying to you.
Beer math.
Count of 3, everybody. OD. Rob, I battled 2. Stay strong. Fuck
haters.
Fuck the haters. Thank you. I don't know why I kept reading that. 8 hours. I'm like, I know it's
that
not
weird
8
space.
Hours. And then we have Rumble Trenchcoat says, I'm happy you're on the right path, Rob, but do you think you should stay off the web for the next 6 months or so to settle in?
Yeah, I mean, I think I should slow it down. I mean, I every day is a little much,
Okay.
I will agree with that.
That's interesting. All right. Well, I'm glad you came on and told us your piece. So you're not going to be broadcasting as often starting up work next week?
Yeah. I'm going back full time. I've been working here and there, but not full time. I'm actually going back full time next week.
So people can check out Rob Saul's show. What do you got coming up?
Geez, I will be on tonight at around 9:30.
Ooh.
And so there'll be a show tonight, me and Nasty Neil, and maybe some other guests.
And we'll be in the chat.
I sure will.
Yes.
And Rob, if you don't like what the Clippers are clipping, you don't like what you see when they run those clips, change your show. You can't change them clipping it.
Yeah, you know what? It's funny too, because Pest was saying to me, he's like, from now on, I'll check with you. I'm like, no, don't. I said, this is the internet. I was just being a thin-skinned bitch. I'm like, just clip me like you would normal. You don't have to like run it by me. I get it. I get it. I was 100% in the wrong.
Very good.
Well, thank you so much for coming on, Rob. And what Adam said, it's not very often that people just, face this kind of thing and explain like, yeah, I could have been better. So it's very much appreciated.
All right. Thanks for having me on, and thanks for letting me explain myself to you. And Adam, you owe me an appearance on the show too.
You got it.
All right. Thanks.
Yeah, Adam always says no to that.
Yes. I don't blame him.
You'll be able to get no problem at all. He will show up. All right. We have some Opie radio coming up. Wow. Adam's been on the Opie beat. He's got a lot of clips for us to check out. More from Stuttering John's final episode. More updates on what's going on with him. We have the Opie or Burr game. We have the Sabres game later on tonight that we have to go watch. So much going on. But first, supertip.gg/WATP. Mark Davis coming in. Says, Carl, I know you and Shuli make significant money from YouTube memberships, but how much money can Karmic really lose since he still has super tips? I don't know how much money Karmic was making on YouTube. And I was talking to somebody about this today. Karmic losing his channel, like that sucks. If I lost my YouTube channel, it'd put me in a really bad spot. Now, Cardiff lost his YouTube channel, started up a new channel that's not monetized, and runs super tip on it, and seems to do pretty well. Now, this isn't Cardiff's full-time gig or anything like that. He's got a real job, but I think that that's why super tip was created, was specifically for people who didn't want to deal with YouTube's bullshit or wasn't allowed on YouTube or whatever that is, so they could bring it to other platforms. I just don't think Karmic was making much money on membership. I mean, I don't watch it as often as Adam does. Maybe, were there a lot of members on that show? People buying memberships?
He's not making a lot of money. The donations are very small, and he gets very, very excited at $1, $1.99.
Yeah.
But he has nothing else going on, and I think his relationship is kind of tied up into this thing, too. So it's his whole world right now.
Christopher M.
Congrats, Rob. The longest I ever went without drinking was 11 years. Then I turned 12. Justified anger is the quickest way for us recovering alkies to relapse. Keep it 100 and enjoy your life.
Sounds like Rob recognized that, so that's good. No, not so much. He's like, I won't spend that much time on the internet. Just sometime on the internet.
He said it. I don't know if he knew.
Yeah.
I can't live without Rageahol.
Yeah.
Right. I'll just have a glass of wine with dinner. I mean, that's fine, right?
How can you promise not to overreact? I don't know how you can guarantee.
Yeah. Well, hopefully you learned this lesson. Beef Drippins gifted a membership. Thank you very much, Beef Drippins, for doing that. Of course, check out the Beef Tips show. I was on there. Carl's Frosted Tips and Beef and the rest of the gang, as they say. Reverend Rage, are you guys going to donate to Shuli GoFundMe? I probably will, because SaveTSN.com, because I would like to see John get shut down with these DMCA strikes. It fucks up the internet. It fucks up the Dabbleverse. It's bad for YouTube. It's bad for the content that I enjoy. It's not a good thing.
I personally already donated to the Chabad Telethon, so I'm good. I'm
Got
good
it.
on that front.
Hulkamania member for 15 months. Howard is the only one actually making millions anymore. That's actually not true. The people who got off of the media channels from yesteryear do very, very well. You'd be shocked to know how much money people make broadcasting on YouTube or their own platforms. This one comes in. Light 632. Go Montreal. Let's beat those Buffalo Lady Boys. What? How dare you? Yeah, seriously. What in the... Who let that one through? Dang Lizard. So will you confront Shuli about Mentor Math? I do have questions about Mentor Math. I thought he had a good appearance on John's show a couple weeks ago where I didn't understand the full story of the striking of that channel. So I would be interested in that. Maybe I'll bring it up on the next Point Dabble Point. I took Savannah Guthrie's mom.
Oh.
The only reason John left is because he got the money from the GoFundMe. He will be back in a month. That GoFundMe is gone. It's gone, Fundme.
Was it ever really here?
I think it was. Oh, $10. Thank you very much. Adam is smart and observing and analyzing people. I want to know, Adam, what do you think is wrong with Opie? Please just don't say a lot. I'm curious because he's such a douche. It's hard to imagine.
I think he hasn't gotten over that he lost his job. That's it.
No, he had problems before that.
It didn't help.
He was hard to work with. Hellraiser, is there a date on the annual Detroit show yet? There is not, but we are working on it. We will have one soon. But plan on, I'm hoping September timeframe. It'll be a usual late summer, early fall kind of thing. Sacha Baron Corbin. 1 year later, producer Chris rules. Look at that. Remember, for 12 months, he's here for you, producer Chris.
Yeah. At least someone is.
You don't have to fucking rub it in my face. I'm sitting right here, guys. All right, let's get into the Opester. Let's see what he's been up to. Let me start by addressing this because I saw someone in our Patreon when I posted we're doing this video today asking about this, and this came across my radar as well. This was up in the Anthony Cumia subreddit, and then it was reposted to Hackverse Anonymous. It says, did anyone hear the breaking news? Opie is banned from Gebhard's. This is hilarious if it's actually true. I don't keep up with Opie, but I heard he did get kicked out. So if we go to the original post of this on TACN, that subreddit, I want to explain what's going on here. So it says, from one day ago, this is the original post from Autumn Pumpkin that Opie got kicked out of Gebhard's. Now, does anyone know who Autumn Pumpkin is? That'd be my friend Emily.
Oh.
This is Emily who's telling us that Opie has been banned from Gebhard's. Now, what is Emily's evidence of this? So Emily thinks that she has discovered Opie's sock accounts and that she communicates with him every single day on the O&A forums or Reddit or both. And so she posted in this thread down here, the Long Island Clan. She thinks this is actually Opie. Opie uses an image of himself and calls it the Long Island Clan. And he's hiding in plain sight over here. And so Emily writes him a note and says, is it true, Opie? They finally kicked you out. And Opie's response is, guess they didn't like the free advertising. Joke's on them. That place was getting kind of lame anyway. So Emily sees this and goes, oh my gosh, I got a scoop right here. Opie's confiding in me that he actually did get kicked out. And then there's more messages where she posts where she wrote back, that is so funny. They really kicked you out of Gebhard's? So Emily, who doesn't like me at all and thinks that there's a vast conspiracy where Opie and I are having this communication behind the scenes, really thinks that she's discovered Opie's sock accounts and that Opie continues to communicate with her, even though he's been outed by her, and gives her all the inside scoop on stuff that's going on in his life.
They ran that on MLC. They ran it on Tukey Soup and cited it as Opie tweeted that response. So I went looking through all of Opie's tweets trying to find that fucking response.
That?
Yep, and it's not there.
Fuck, Tukey.
Well, he lets other people say things and then just doesn't negate it. I don't know if he's validating it, but yeah, it doesn't exist on his site. I couldn't find it because that would have been great.
Right, because it's not Opie saying that. It's the person that she thinks is Opie, and they're like playing along with it. Like, this is hilarious. I'm just trolling this woman who thinks I'm Opie. But I'm the idiot. I'm the delusional moron who's pulling one over on everyone. By the way, thanks for being active in our subreddit, though. Emily World Order. We love you. Where do you want to begin? You want to go back to the 27th of April?
I do, because there's a story I've been following that I couldn't cover until I knew for certain what the end result was. And that is Opie finally going to see Ron's show. And here's him discussing it with Tony. Take note of how friendly and what a great greeting Tony gets as opposed to Ron DeWada.
And there is my friend, comedian Tony P. What's up,
Good
Tony?
morning. How are you, bro?
Last time I saw you, I was at a place called the Bohemian Beer Garden, and I was watching you do stand-up. Ronnie Babes, Ron, he worked last night, so he's not going to make it today. But I've been promising that I would go to one of his comedy shows for, I don't know, no less than 2 years. And finally, I ran out of excuses. So I jumped on, like, I don't know, 3 or 4 trains to get out to Astoria, Queens. I went Saturday. It was the worst day to travel in recent memory. It was just a cold rain. Then I get off the subway in Astoria, Queens. I'm walking the wrong way. It's a little shady near the subway station. Finally got there, and I was very happy to see Tony P, who crushed it. Your set was great, Tony.
The shady part of Astoria.
Yeah.
Wow, must be nice living Upper West Side of Manhattan. This guy's going to Astoria being like, oh, I didn't like the subway stop. Watch out over here. There's a brown person.
I know exactly how to get from the Upper West Side to the Bohemian Beer Gardens. My buddy used to live right by it. It's one train.
Yeah.
When you get off at that train, it's an above ground station that goes across the entire street, so you're not quite sure which way to go. So chances are you got to walk 1 or 2 blocks till you figure out, oh shit, I went the wrong way. That's what he experienced. One train and a slight moment of not knowing which direction to go. And that's what you get.
It was also raining, though.
I'm sorry.
It was a cold rain. Yeah. You know, that water comes from the sky. It's fucking cold up there.
So then why did he choose that night to go? He's been promising for 2 years.
Yeah, I know, but he's still patting himself on the back and making it all about him.
Yep.
Go figure.
The victim.
And then he says Tony P crushed it.
Mm-hmm.
I need evidence of this. I've seen Tony P try to write jokes before. I doubt he crushes it. But this is Opie justifying, and you're right, Adam. I've never seen him like this with Ron.
My
Even when
friend
him and Ron,
comedian instead of Ron DeWada.
Right. Even when him and Ron went to the diner and had that nice date and Jim Jeffries, it wasn't like, wow, Ron, we had such a great time last night. It was complaining about their date together and what Ron ordered. And I couldn't get him into the Jim Jeffries green room. I didn't have a +1.
He ate one of his fries. He just reached and grabbed one of Opie's fries. Can you believe it?
That was crazy.
So you can go right into the next one.
You know, it was very festive because Ron was very happy I was there, which I liked. He gave me a tour of the Bohemian Beer Garden, and then there was some kind of German, film crew there because they were interviewing the Magafor Mamdani guy.
Crazy.
And then they're like, "Oh, well, this guy's a MAGA guy," meaning you.
Yeah, me. Wasn't that crazy? They kept pointing to me like, "He's the big MAGA guy. He's the big MAGA guy." And it's like, I'm not a big MAGA guy. I voted for the guy.
So wait a second. He got a tour of the place, right? Ron's there.
Yep.
There's a tour. Yep. Tony P crushed it. What about Ron's set?
What about it?
What happened with Ron's set? I haven't heard any review of that yet.
I didn't hear anything about it either. I'm hoping it'll come up later, or maybe when he talks to Ron eventually. But
yeah, all right, good. Yeah.
He keeps leaving that out for some fucking reason while he's busy ruining this guy Tony's television appearance.
Yep. All right, where we go next?
Check out number 4.
Pate, he's very funny. Oh, by the way, dude, how many comedians the other night? There were like 8.
Yeah.
You were by far the best.
Thank you, bro.
By far, and I would not say that. I would come up with something else, but the fact is, you were by far the best.
Thank you, bro. And that one guy, he's passed at the cellar. So listen, if the guy's passed at the cellar, and I'm better than the guy passed.
Oh, you're better than the guy passed at the cellar. He was good. He was good. I forgot his name already, but you had the energy and you had the material, and you kept that room alive because it was a small crowd because it was just a shitty rainy night in Astoria, and you made it work there, Tony. Congrats.
Thank you, bro.
Drew Mayfield, more Tony equals great radio.
That's another really dumb thing to say. It wasn't a big crowd because it was all the way out in Astoria. A lot of people live there. It's a highly populated area. It's insane that he's just like, I mean, who the fuck could possibly make it all the way to Astoria, Queens? That's crazy.
What is with all of this praise onto Tony? Like, he doesn't treat his co-hosts like this, pulling up the positive chats, applauding him. I've never seen him like this.
Ron never gets this treatment.
No, and he just said there were 8 comedians on the bill, and you were the best one. So what's he going to tell Ron?
And Tony P, this is how I know he's not a very good comedian. As soon as he gets a compliment, he's just like, yeah, and one of the guys has passed at the fucking cellar. Can you believe that? I should be passed at the cellar. It's just like, just be humble and modest. Like, oh, thanks, man. I appreciate it. I mean, there's a lot of good comics on that. Or they all sucked. I've been to these shows. They all suck. Whatever. It doesn't matter.
Guy had a bad night. It was a shitty rainy night with us.
It was a shitty rainy night. How can you be funny in weather like this? Right.
But don't worry. Number 5 is very satisfying and dark.
So, all right, Tony, let's get the hell out of here.
All right, bro.
I got to get kids to school. What else do I have to do? I got to meet with, I got a little bit of a meeting. See how much longer I can hold on to this place. Jesus Christ.
You got to start selling your ass, Hope.
I'm trying. All right, Tony P. On all. Wait, no, Tony Papa Dog. Your social media sucks.
What a plug! What a great plug that was. I mean, you could write it down if you want, OP. That would also be helpful. But no.
Take it out on me because you have to move.
That's really interesting. So first off, I had to bring the kids to school. Bullshit. They're teenagers. See, how's he bringing them to school? Doesn't make any sense. I mean, they're walking distance from their school. We know this. Anyway.
And they're teenagers.
And yeah, and they're old enough. They don't need their dad walking with them. They probably wouldn't want that.
We'd rather have Brendan Schaub.
Yes. Brendan Schaub would be less embarrassing. And then he's got to have a meeting to find out if he can keep his place. What does that mean?
Does he expect, like, he doesn't know what they're going to say? Is it a contest?
Meetings with his wife.
Oh, shit.
Well, is it like, is he not paying taxes? Is he behind or something like that? Like, what is going on here? I got to figure out if I can keep my place.
Yeah,
Is he talking to his accountant about something?
Do you have to meet for that?
Yeah.
Like I could see a meeting with the accountant where the accountant's just like, so wait, how much money is coming in? And Opie's like, 0.
I got a $10 chat today.
Yeah, I got a $10 chat. YouTube keeps 30%.
30%, so yeah.
So what kind of conversations is he having with someone? It's like, hey, should I still live in this place that I hate? That costs a fortune?
All he cares about is what people think and what his haters think. And everything he does is like that soft launching thing. He's like getting it out there more and more that he's going to move, that he can't hold on to this house. He's preparing us because it's going to be so difficult for us. He does this so he doesn't have to deal with his own shit. He's getting ready to be the guy that doesn't live in the big penthouse in New York. So now he has to define himself some other way.
I got it. Okay. That makes sense. Let's fast forward to the 29th of April. And Ron's back on the show.
First time Ron's back since going to the big show, and Opie cannot stop talking to Ron about how great Tony is.
Mister's yelling and screaming at you every day. Tony, hey, what's up, Tony? Hey, what's going on? You know?
That's because he's sitting back smoking his blunts, chilling out. You know why Tony does it? He sits back because he lets you do everything.
Yeah,
that's Tony's. That's Tony's method.
How about I like that? How about I like being able
you don't
to
like that
goddamn show?
Wow. So Opie's playing favorites, and it's very odd the way he picks on Ron. Because in one side of it, you go, yeah, Ron sucks. He's really annoying, and he shouldn't be a co-host on your show. But on the flip side, you go, well, this was your decision, Opie, to have Ron on the show every single day and to make this your permanent co-host. And then you get a guy in there who is a zilch. Tony P is a nothing. And Opie's just like, this guy's fucking great. Why can't you be more like this guy? And even Ron's like, what does he do? He doesn't do anything.
I'm not even joking. I think Opie thinks Tony's a little more handsome.
He definitely is more camera ready. He combs his hair a little bit.
He's less embarrassed to take somebody like that to the Beacon Theater to meet Jim Jeffries.
Yeah, I know what you mean. A little more presentable.
As opposed to that Ichabod Crane that's swollen and bloated.
Yes. That makes sense.
So he's going to be surprisingly complimentary about Ron's gig here.
Oh, good.
Oh, you just want to tell me what happened because I haven't been around. Oh, and I did this, Ronnie, and me and Tony did this.
Nope. And we did hang out at the Bohemian Beer Garden. I finally went and saw your comedy show, and I'm going to say something, Ron. Very, very good. Ron puts on these comedy shows once a month at the Bohemian Beer Garden in Astoria, Queens. What a joint. That was fun, dude. The beer menu was good. I had some wings. I was hanging out with Tony P at the back table, and you had I don't know, 8 comedians. It was a really good show, and people should go to the next one, and I'll go to the next one. What the hell?
That's nice of you. It has that like summer camp lodge feel, doesn't it? It's a pretty cool place.
It is. Anyway.
That's funny.
Did he leave something out?
So a lot of compliments about the venue, the wings, the beer selection. There was 8 comics. He liked quantity for some reason. But I didn't hear anything about Ron's performance.
It was very good.
Is it possible that Ron didn't perform that night?
I don't think he did.
So Opie finally goes to his show, and it's the time that Ron's not on stage. And of course, Ron can't be a dick about it. He's like, thanks so much for coming out, man. That's cool.
Yep. But
Opie's
why would
like,
he brave? the rain and these horrible conditions to go on this one night. He said earlier on, he goes, when he was interviewing Tony, when he opened the show with him, he was like, Ronnie can't be here because he was working last night. That was the night of the comedy show. He also works at the beer garden. I think they put him on the schedule to work at the beer garden the night of his comedy show. So he booked it like he normally does, but didn't do a set. And Opie goes, that's the night I'm coming.
That's the night. He's torturing this man.
Yeah.
He's fucking with him. And then also the over-the-top compliments, too.
Yep.
To be like, you not performing stand-up was one of the best nights of my life.
Yeah. I was hanging with Tony P.
Tony P at the back table.
Yeah.
He's acting like this is like an exclusive area. It's like roped off. We're in the back table where all the comics and celebrities go.
And Ron is bringing him beer and wings.
Yep.
And that's how Opie likes it. I mean, that would fuck with my head if my boss came to my gig and didn't see me perform. That's fucked up.
Well, it's not even his boss. These two are partners.
Yeah.
You know? All right, where we go next?
Well, now, because Ron cares about this show and he's out there doing marketing, he went to the Patrice O'Neill benefit hosted by Bill Burr. And he wants to tell us all about it.
Nice.
Your former friend, I guess, Rich Voss, hosted the show.
I'm sure he was fine.
He was all right. Honestly, if there's a weak link, it was him.
The fucking balls on Around the Waiter. We've watched this guy stand up. For him to say Rich Voss was all right. He was the weak link. God damn it, you should be writing notes down, Ron.
Right. Honestly, if there's a weak link, it was him.
I was being polite. I'm sure he was fine.
I don't know. I don't know the details with you and Rich Voss, but everyone was DMing me. Rich Voss, it's going to be a problem. They must have assumed you were coming with me. Oh, boy, Rich Voss is going to be there. It's going to be, Ron, it's not going to be good. I don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
What is Rich going to do to me? But is he going to try one of his spinning kicks that he can't even get up above his waist anymore? Shut up. It would have been.
And I didn't realize he's Jewish. He took out his star at David and did some Jew shit.
Did that 20 years ago. All right, so Voss was fine. What else? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
So Ron goes, I was getting all these DMs and messages from people saying, oh, it's going to be a problem with you and Rich Voss. These are shit stirs. It has nothing to do with reality at all. Rich Voss is not going to confront Ron the Waiter or Opie or anyone else. And Opie plays right into it. Oh, what's he going to do? He's going to do a roundhouse kick. He can't even do a roundhouse kick. It's like, Opie, Rich Voss didn't threaten anything against you. He doesn't give a shit. Ron doesn't know what he's talking about. What do you mean?
These two covered it already.
Yeah.
A week ago. Like, it wasn't a surprise about Rich Voss being there.
Right.
Or Opie being there.
I really think Ron just thinks Opie wants to hear him talking shit about his enemies. And whenever his enemies come up, he tends to go real hard. And then Opie always does, hey, that's too much, and makes him pull it back because you can never get it right.
But not this time, though.
Well,
what's Rich Voss going to do? It's just like,
keep listening.
Well, Rich wasn't the one threatening this shit.
No, I see why now. I see why you're being like a little boy right now, because you didn't go, and you should have, and you had people there who you don't get along with.
That's not true.
Well, I don't know what's going on with you and Rich Voss. I have no idea.
I would just laugh at him.
Oh, okay.
I would laugh at him. Are you still doing Sam's show?
What is that supposed to mean? You mean the guy who took over your slot on SiriusXM who hosts the morning show now?
You still working? Still holding down a job like a loser?
What the fuck is that all about? Wow, Opie's so angry and bitter about this, and he doesn't come off looking good.
It only gets much, much worse from here.
Oh, good. I'm excited.
Can I tell you my impression of Rich Voss compared to the other comics?
Yeah.
He was literally like a guy who was like in the back of a bar, like doing comedy. It is vulgar. It's like vulgar. It's like he's a one-trick pony. It's sucking dick, fucking in the ass, blah blah blah.
He's good. He's a good.
Ron, what's all this stuff you're talking about? That Sex? Ugh.
It's very vulgar.
I've never heard of such a thing.
No, he's a good host. I don't think he was ever a good headliner, even though he headlines. He's a very good host, though, and he was very quick on the radio show. It has to be said. So, all right, I gotta go.
Say the line, Opie.
He was never a good headliner.
I gotta go.
Jesus Christ.
But exactly what Ron describes is why I like Voss. Like, he's exactly like that. He's the comic, the guy at the bar making the guys laugh. He feels like, you're in on something. That's literally what's good about his act, is what he describes.
Imagine being Ron the waiter and being like, I don't like this guy's act. It's too vulgar. I was offended by it. Sucking dick? How does that work? Gross.
But he said it in front of all these people. What instead of letting Ron sum up the rest of the Patrice O'Neill benefit, we'll let Opie passive aggressively read it back to Ron here.
Oh, good.
David Tell crushed, and there was a surprise guest, Tim Dillon. It sounds like it was an amazing show, Ron. Thank you. Can we move on? Oh, I guess we can.
I don't appreciate your sarcasm. I'm going to be honest with you. Everyone's in my DM. Ron, don't let him. Ron, you stick up for yourself.
You stick up for yourself. Don't listen.
I'm joking. Listen.
I love that we spar. Yeah,
I know.
Spar with me. Everybody else would just go behind the scenes and text each other.
Dude, I want to tell you why.
So Opie doesn't do anything interesting. So Ron actually goes out and does something, and it's people that we all know and are interested in. If you're listening to Opie Radio, Tim Dillon and Rich Voss and Bill Burr. It's like, yeah, so what happened? How was the event? And Opie shuts it all down. Yeah, yada, yada, yada. Anyway, I got to get the kids to school.
This must be like a Stuttering John thing. He must feel like those are all his friends, because that's the room he would be popular in, Opie. That's the crowd that would know you. You would be who you want to be in that room. Why are you scared to go there?
Because he wouldn't be popular in that room, because those people don't like him.
And that's exactly what Ron is starting to pick up on.
Okay.
Do you want to hear their thoughts on Tim Dillon, or do you want to move right on?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
And he crushed. He did a bit about, he's like, since when did we run out of fucking missiles? That's a thing now. And he went into all this thing about running out of missiles.
Right.
It was brilliant. And it was a dig at the Trump administration.
I'm going to tell you why.
That's why Ron liked it. He agreed with me politically. Therefore, I like Tim Dillon now. What was the joke, though? I don't know. He's just saying they're incompetent and stuff.
Been around a long time. The reason why Tim Dillon is so popular and so successful, he's very funny, but it's the authenticity he has. People smell that shit out. They sniff it out when you have the authenticity, which he has. There you go.
You mean like when you don't talk in a weird voice in order to be hilarious? Is that the authenticity people are going for?
He's not wrong. I just don't know
why. He's not wrong, but he's never listened to Tim Dillon in his fucking life. He has no idea what he's talking about.
But if he believes that, why can't he apply it to himself?
That's what I mean. He's like, this is what people enjoy about Tim Dillon. I like that he goes, he's very, very funny, but the real reason, it's like, you could have stopped it. He's very, very funny. Yep. He's a very funny podcaster and stand-up.
That's hard enough. And Opie, just work on that. Just work on the one thing.
Right.
So now this is very strange. I guess he feels the need to flex because he brings up, Opie, a time when him and Carl, when they were doing their show, got a call from WEEI FM 97.3 Sports Radio Boston.
Yes.
When I got let go from SiriusXM and I was doing the podcast with Carl, they actually called me. They wanted to have me and Carl go up there and do some test shows. And they said that I was on a short list. They wanted to hire me.
Wow.
Why the fuck would a sports station hire Opie and Carl? I listened to all those podcasts when those guys were podcasting together. There was never any sports talk. And if there was, it was like Robin Quivers, Howard Stern level sports talk. I think the players on this team are good. That's why they're winning. I don't know what
They
that
should get
accent
more
was.
good ones.
That was Tom Myers.
I don't know. Eric Nagel's in the chat, by the way. He says, the Voss fallout is a separate story unto itself. We'll have to document that. Yeah, if you want to get together with me, Eric, and talk about that, I'd be very interested to know.
Well, I do remember when we covered the recent fallout with Opie and Voss, right? That was over his wife and the documentary about
That's
women
right.
comedians.
That's right. We did talk about that. It was a year or two ago.
Opie donated and the movie was made, and then somehow that wasn't enough, or I don't know what happened. It all just went to shit from there.
All right, so more about this fake radio deal with Carl Ruiz.
Well, he's asked to audition. Do you think he takes it or no?
And the problem was I was pretty much, set here in New York City, and they needed me to kind of be in Boston a lot. And Carl was bummed, but I'm like, Carl, I can't be doing the ride up and down I-95. They wanted me up there like 3 days a week. I'm like, I can't. And the money wasn't good either, to be totally honest. And they were cool. I finally told them I'm not interested, and then they moved on to other players. But I was this close to at least auditioning for EEI, and they were really into what me and Carl were doing.
Hold on a second. He's bragging about being this close to auditioning for a radio job in a single market.
Yeah.
Coming off of Sirius XM.
And it's a job he should have taken if it was real.
But that's the thing, though, Adam's like, this is how I know that never existed, is because there were so many reasons why he couldn't take it.
Yeah.
It's the commute. It's the pay. My partner didn't want to do it. It's like, just pick one if it's real.
It's just save the money.
Yeah,
Don't bring up the commute.
Right. Yeah. If it's a real thing that you couldn't do, then you would have the one reason why you didn't do it.
I believe he got a call or something, or his agent floated, hey, there's an opening in this. Would you? And then he thought about that drive, because it's really about the drive for him. He keeps coming back to, which I believe that as a spoiled person in his position, he would not be willing to just put up with that drive or train ride for anyone or anything, which is why he has no job.
Yep. That makes sense.
And why didn't you just stay up there for 3 days a week? Just stay up there for 3 days. Big deal. 3 days there, 4 days back in New York.
No, you know what, Ron? I think in the end, my wife was cool with it and all that, but
she's cool, all right.
I think
her body is very cool.
Money. There wasn't enough money to make that work. Where I'm like, up and down I-95 every week. The money sucked, because money in regular radio just sucks now.
Did you notice that Opie changed the question he's answering? It's like, you can just stay up there. You don't have to commute back and forth. Yeah, but there's not enough money to commute back and forth. Not what I said.
Yep.
So the stupid little jobs I've been offered in the last, 7 years, and not a job offer recently. I'll be honest with everybody, but at first I was getting some offers, and the money just fucking blew. WABC wanted to hire me, but the money was insanely bad. So I'm like, no, I might as well just do this. What's the difference? Do this. If I'm not going to make money, I might as well make it easy.
Then don't bring Ron and all these other fucking people into this bullshit.
Yeah. That's the idea that Opie thinks he deserves any amount of money as far as the salary goes. We played back at the Philly show that we did live with Dick. We played a whole thing where Opie revealed he was offered $100,000 to do a morning show, and he could do it from home, so there wouldn't be a commute and whatever. But the $100,000 was the full budget for the show, which meant he had to pay $20,000 to this guy and $20,000 to that guy. So really what it comes down to is that, there's no money in radio because no one's advertising on radio, so there's no money to be made. But also, Opie can't do shit without a team of people around him, as he proves every morning on his show.
He was also one of the highest rated people in the history of radio. Highest paid. And he's like, nothing compares to that. Why would I take it?
Well, right. Yeah, that's how that works. Of course.
There's no, it's so funny. Eric Nagel just said that Opie will drive to the Hamptons on a whim. And the one day I skipped, the only thing of interest was him saying that they got a call, something might be wrong with the house in the Hamptons. And Opie was like, I'll go. And he just got the dog, jumped in the car, and they just drove for 2 hours and got there. And then he chose to sleep on the couch instead of the bed because he was scared by the noises outside and he didn't want to know what they were.
That can't be true. That's an adult said that. An adult.
Yes. To another adult. And intentionally filmed it, live streamed it, and is asking us to pay for it.
Jesus Christ. I hope that's not true. I hope you're making that up.
So if Opie is making up this job offer, or if it was real, either way, Ron really taps into how deeply offensive this is.
that would have been like a dream come true for Carl to actually do a real a real radio gig and get paid, and I'm sure that was his dream.
Well, the other part of that, maybe this is, you know what, Ron? I'm going to take my own advice. No one gives a shit about this either. But let me just finish.
But I'm going to talk about it anyways. Go ahead.
I know, but let me just finish up by saying this, and we can move on. I'll edit myself. The other problem I had was I said to the guy, I'm like, I'm not passionate in Boston sports. He goes, you don't have to do the Boston sports thing. I'm like, oh, really? Isn't EEI a huge sports station up there?
It is the sports station.
Yeah, he's like, you're going to have to touch on it. I'm like, well, I certainly could touch on it, but I think the people that tune in that channel really want the X's and O's, as they call it, in Boston sports.
Then why were you considered, and why would you audition? And how does this make any sense? And I love that as soon as Ron brings up, it's kind of shitty for your buddy Carl, who probably would really have loved to do something like this. I know it's beneath you, but Carl, we've never had a radio gig.
And neither has your buddy Ron. Ron's never had a radio gig either, buddy.
Yep. And Opie's thing is like, we'll just stop talking about it, Patton. We're boring everyone with this conversation. As soon as it gets a little uncomfortable for Opie, he's like, oh, we don't need to talk about this. I gotta go.
If he's flexing to seem cool, he's actually coming off like a monster. And if he really did this and he actually got on the phone to explain to a potential employer why he wasn't right for the gig because he's just not passionate enough about Boston sports, then you're even more of a monster. Get passionate about Boston sports.
Yeah. Whatever. I don't believe any of this story. None of this makes any fucking sense. I mean, Eric Nagel keeps yelling this in the chat, so I'll bring it up. So WEEI had Toucher and Rich in the morning, and that was a huge show. They were the biggest show, and so it doesn't make any sense that Opie would be asked to be a part of that channel. There was no slots for him to fill.
What if they decided they want to go comedy, pure comedy? They want to try it out. He's going to convince them otherwise. No. You need Brady. You need
gotta talk
sports in
Red
there.
Sox.
That's what the people want.
All right, let's fast forward to the next day, the 30th of April.
The misery never ends. It just gets lower and lower. Here we go.
I have a new problem.
Sebastian,
on a skill go. I got my own channel on Sirius. What's his name? Sebastian Mana, the Dice fucking ripoff guy. I'm gonna get a sandwich now.
Oh,
what? Say what you want about Sebastian Maniscalco, but a Dice ripoff?
Ow!
Is that what he's doing? I think he's just an over-the-top Italian guy, right?
Yes.
He's not doing Dice. He's not smoking a cigarette like this.
He only has this shitty impression to go by. Give him a break.
All right. Fair enough. So he got a show on Sirius, and Opie's upset about that?
Out of his mind.
Yeah.
And this next clip is really just, it's perfect.
Dude, I did something wrong in a past life. I have to start acknowledging it, and this is my hell.
This life!
Yes.
Like, everyone is doing this now, and that's why when people try to say this sucks, I'm like, shut your stupid mouth. There's thousands and thousands of podcasts that suck. Trust me.
Yeah, you should start a show about it, like I did 10 years ago.
He's going on. He's doing his own podcast now.
He's got his own channel on Sirius XM, and he's like, his promos are hilarious because he doesn't even know what he's doing. I don't know what I'm doing.
Oh, I'm hungry. Oh,
like, I'm not gonna wear the big cans. I'm gonna wear the earbuds. That's hilarious. More of that.
Ron sucks.
He does.
I'm hungry. Oh,
Seamless.
what was that?
No, no.
What the fuck was that? And Opie's no better, but holy shit, that really jumped out at me.
You know, Sebastian's always hungry. He's always looking
I'm
for
hungry.
snacks.
Oh, and other hits. Like, all right. Wow, Opie's really fired up about this, and Ron, being a good friend, is picking up on that and being like, I'm fired up too. Let's both be angry. This guy's wearing earbuds. What a fucking unprofessional loser. Who would ever do such a thing? Meanwhile, Opie has no headphones on.
And his microphone lights up so he doesn't get bored.
It's got a rattle on it that he can touch.
It's filled with candy.
You can see the bitterness start to seep into Ron here.
Oh,
I got my own Oh, you got your own channel and you don't know what you're doing. That's fun for people that have been doing this their entire lives. First day, I don't even. And he can't even like work the equipment. He has to have someone work the equipment.
how much do you think he's getting for this gig?
Millions, Ron.
That's not fair.
And it'll be a quick year where they realize, oh, another celebrity we thought could run their own channel. Wrong again.
And then he'll walk away with millions.
Millions. And we're begging people to fucking download these episodes on a podcast.
And I think today we're going to walk away with $20.
No. YouTube takes 30%.
Oh, there you go. Not even that.
Jesus Christ. That's not fair.
Yeah, that's not fair.
A grown adult. Say what you want about Sebastian. The guy's paid his dues. He worked his way up through the comedy ranks. He's a giant headliner now, plays arenas.
Yeah.
He's very fucking famous.
Yeah, he doesn't
One of the top
understand that.
guys. It's just like, how is it fair that this celebrity is getting a chance to entertain people on Sirius XM? Why wouldn't it?
Don't you see how people get manipulated, though? You see how Ron's a smart guy, but you keep chipping at him enough, he's broke enough, looking for a scapegoat, he starts to buy it because he hasn't seen that guy do comedy.
Oh, he's getting millions? Well, that definitely won't work out. Opie got paid millions of dollars from that company for years.
Yeah, and look at that guy.
Right. That's what I mean. Like, maybe this is a smart move as opposed to what they used to do.
This next bit is great because now that Opie's like totally all worked up, Ron knows, like a good wife, he knows exactly what to do to calm him down and cheer him up.
They failed again. They get these idiots that have never done this before and they just hand over a channel to them.
Dude, you know who they did that to? And it turned out to be a massive fucking disaster, and it actually helped your career?
What?
When Howard Stern left WBCN, they thought David Lee Roth was going to be the savior. He was horrible.
He was pretty
Remember?
bad.
Opie is just saying the same thing.
Remember how bad he was? Yeah, he was kind of bad.
How the fuck is Ron all of a sudden know anything about anything? He's never heard the Howard Stern show in his life. He has no idea who Opie and Anthony is. And now he's throwing out, like, remember when David Lee Roth took over for Howard? And yeah, I mean, that was the reason why Opie and Anthony got a pretty sweet gig after that. But that was kind of out of nowhere. But you're right. He did say the right thing.
Yeah.
Made Opie feel better about that.
How dark and bitter do you have to be cheered up by knowing other famous people also had some missteps in their life? Remember?
Right.
Remember he sucked, man? He's like, yeah.
Sebastian might be better at telling a story than David Lee Roth. I've seen him on stage at Van Halen shows. Mm-hmm. This fucking guy will not shut up. He just prattles out and out and out. It's like, David, where's this going somewhere? Can we get to fucking Panama now, please?
Probably not, but it sounds good when I say it.
You haven't played Unchained yet. I'm just saying. We still telling this story?
Talking about my dogs.
Okay. To the video accompaniment, too, with his fucking dogs.
Living in paradise again.
One more time. I'm just a gigolo. I get the fuck off the stage.
Zip up. You're not going to believe this next one. This is pretty intense. This thing we've been waiting for. Maybe Ron is smarter than we think he is. Maybe he knows more about Stern, knows more about Opie and Anthony, and knows more about money than we think.
Well, you know what I have to do after we end this? I'm going to go start collecting some fucking cans.
We made $13 today, and I think if you added up, Sebastian probably could have made $50,000.
Why is he counting other people's money? I'm confused as to what the argument is here.
That it's not him. He's just no one else is allowed to have any fun or success or a job. He's threatened by all of it. And he's counting how much, if he made millions, then he must make $50,000 a day.
But what does Sebastian have to do with the fact that Opie can't make more than $13 in super chats?
He also talks in a funny voice.
Oh, right. That is true.
So as a funny voice artist, Opie feels particularly threatened.
Right. That is a good point. He's got the funny voice market cornered. This fucking guy.
This next one's about Ron. You'll like it.
Okay.
One of my goals today, because I could use a few bucks, is I'm going to do the Venmo. I'm going to go to the bank. So maybe tomorrow we can do Venmo Ronnie.
Yeah.
I'm ready for Venmo Ronnie.
Are you ready for Venmo Ronnie?
I gave up trying to push you to even get it done. I've been trying to get this done for weeks.
I've been making movies. I don't.
No, not movies. You don't even know what you're making. It's a TV show, possibly. You're not making movies. You're making TV.
Opie, so they actually paid me yesterday.
Yeah.
And they're like, Ron, you're the only one that asked for cash. Because I didn't have, they're like, what's your Venmo or what's your PayPal? I'm like, I don't.
No, take the fucking hard.
And they said, well, how?
Cash.
I said, how about, I said, I'll take the cash. And they're like, Ron, they start laughing. Goes, Ron, you're the only one that asked for cash.
Good.
It was a nice little envelope.
Yeah, good. Take the fucking cash.
I did take the cash.
He just wants to brag about how much money he got paid, Opie. Pick up on the hint here. He wants to be like, how much? That's what? Really? It was a nice envelope? What'd you get?
It was just a nice envelope.
There was a letter in it. It's a great
paper
job.
stock. This is nice.
The idea that Opie's like, yeah, good for you for not having a Venmo or PayPal. Why not? Why not have those things? Might be helpful.
Why can't Opie help him do it?
Wow. All right. So I'm glad to hear that finally Ron is ready to accept donations. And he even suggested, he threw it out there, Adam, you might have something to do with this. He's like, could there be a Venmo Ron Wednesday or whatever he said?
Yep.
I think that would do really well for him, especially because if Ron had his phone in his hand and was reading the Venmo amounts to Opie, there would be a landslide.
Wow.
It would snowball. Yeah. Just like when Chad Zubak was pretending to get donations when he was out stuttering John. They were sending him all these fake donations. And John's like, well, you got to share some of that with me. Like, he was getting pissed.
The next day, Ron's room is just filled with mattresses everywhere. They're just
I'm lousy with new mattresses.
Gold mattresses.
All right, let's fast forward to Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah, there was no Venmo Ronnie Day. He never got his Venmo. They never had a day. It just was forgotten. But we still haven't dropped what we're bitter about. And these are Opie's comments on the fact that Bill Burr referenced his Saudi Arabia trip during the Patrice O'Neal benefit.
Oh.
I like that he addressed the Saudi Arabia thing. I like that. Good for him. He made it funny. But
Yeah, he did. He kind of was like, well, that little Saudi Arabia detour didn't turn out the way I thought it would.
I'll tell you the truth. We all have morals until somebody says, here's $1 million fucking dollars. Let's see where your morals are when someone offers you $1 million or whatever.
I just want to say this because we brought this up before. Dude, there were other comics who did the Saudi Arabia tour and it didn't affect them.
Right.
Because Bill Burr's material is based on showing the hypocrisy of the world, so his material loses strength.
Ron's got a good point there for once.
Sure does.
Interesting. Opie, I'm glad that Bill's addressing that, obviously. That was one of the things that we had a problem with on his show. He's like, I wish I could talk about this. Like, we're all ears. What do you got for us?
I just have a feeling that whatever Bill Burr said, it wasn't exactly how Ron put it. I don't know Billy Burr like Fatty Arbuckle. Well, that didn't go well. Wah, wah. Like,
It'd be funny if he did, though. I would appreciate that.
But this is going to tie this whole thing together because maybe you can help explain this to me because I don't understand exactly what's going on here. But this is, whatever it is, this is why Opie is so really bitter about this Patrice O'Neal benefit.
Let's stick with Bill Burr for a second. Now, Bill Burr's head of security, who did reach out to you to thank you for defending him with that crazy Upper East Side woman, right?
Right. He did. And then I reached out to him about the Bill Burr thing, and he whatever. I'll shut up.
So now this is my
Kenny. Jesus Christ, I'm working.
This is my question to you.
Great. Yes.
He obviously saw the text when you reached out to him again about maybe potentially going to the Patrice O'Neal benefit.
Yeah.
Now, I assume they didn't reach out to you on purpose. I'm wondering, because the host of the show was Rich Voss, I'm wondering if they said I wonder if Rich Voss had something to do with that, because he's the host of the show.
No.
Oh.
All right, well, I'm glad that Opie is not going along with that.
Yep.
So what is this Club Soda Kenny communication that Opie had that he passive aggressively mentioned?
I was hoping you would know. He said when
With
he
Ron?
reached out to thank me for helping him with that crazy woman on the Upper East Side. What does that mean?
I do not know.
Me neither. Haste
I wonder-
freely. Anybody out there? Emily, help us out.
Right, yes. Hayes, Emily, E-Rock, who's in the chat.
Yes, please. What is that in reference to? Because he thanked him for something, and then a couple days later, Opie went, all right, I will tease me going to the benefit and see what kind of response I get.
Oh, that's interesting.
That's
no wonder
what
he's so fucking bitter about Ron going. The minute Ron brought it up that he was going to this thing, he's like, oh, it's called TMZ. Alert the media. Ron's going to the benefit show. I hope he's snubbed.
Check out this next one.
Opie got snubbed.
Why didn't he get back to you?
I wrote, oh, wait, you guys are in town tonight. Have a good show.
Yeah.
And then he didn't respond. Right. And then a day later, I went, okay, then. Because I've known Club Soda Kenny forever. I went, okay, then. Because, like,
okay, then, like, hey, okay, then you're not responding?
I was being sarcastic. Like,
right,
okay,
exactly.
then. Right.
Exactly. So why didn't he respond? Like, were they worried about you showing up?
No. But Club Soda Kenny reached out to me. So then I'm like, all right, let me have a little conversation with Club Soda Kenny. So I go, wow, you guys are in town tonight. Have a good show. And I was sort of thinking maybe I would stop by, to be honest. And then a day later, he didn't write anything. So I wrote, okay, then. And then he writes back. He writes back a day after that. I'm busy working. Sorry. I'm exhausted by my past. I'm just exhausted by everything from my past at this point. I didn't reach out to you, Kenny. You reached out to me. Sorry I was bothering you. Ron, what else you got? I got to get this on all the podcast apps. So we need to end this. So
you want to do something quick?
Download this on their favorite podcast app. Subscribe to Opie.
Wow.
See that? Yeah.
That's amazing right there. And I love what Club Soda Kenny said. It's like, yeah, some of us have a fucking job still.
Yeah.
So we're not just like waiting around for someone to message us so we can get back to them right away.
He's a tour manager. He's a bodyguard. He's a guy around a hot show. He knows what you mean or what you're getting at when you say, oh, you're in town doing a big show. He doesn't have time to do this dance with you right now. Do you want tickets or not? Obviously, he didn't have any to spare, so he didn't say anything. That's it. You don't have to write him back 2 days later because you've been thinking about it and go, okay, then.
Yeah, right. It's like he owes him something. And then when he doesn't get the thing that he thinks he owes him, he's like, can you believe this guy's being a dick?
Yeah.
Like, no, you were the dick who thought he owed you something. Eric Nagel, your past is exhausted by you and moved on. I was thinking the same thing when he says, like, I'm exhausted by my past. Yeah, that's what the problem is.
Yeah.
All right, I have Stuttering John stuff that we have to address coming up in just a moment. We also have the Opie or Burr game. Sabres game's creeping up on us. Dropping the puck in 20 minutes. So you know what that means. I'm going over to supertip.gg/WATP. It's where you can go to participate in the show and support us, and we do appreciate that very much.
KDB was gassing Karmic up about how Melton and Shuley and Carl and Pretty Antisocial, basically everyone was responsible for his channel being removed. Also, at the same time, backing up the theory, it was because he didn't remove his last show, as if YouTube can't still see your stupid show if remove it. I lost 49 IQ points listening to that old fart.
That's hilarious. Yeah, I had a lot to do with Karmic losing his channel. That's what I'm busy doing over here.
The bookshelves in my home are high on the wall. Is reading a risk?
You're good.
Matrick Pelton.
What's up, fellas? It's Boudet. And wondering what you think a current day O&A podcast would sound like. What would they talk about if they talked today?
I hope that they would address what a piece of shit Opie was. How annoying he was to work with. That'd be my guess. Matrick Pelton again.
Oh, and I wrote a post spilling the tea on that French cigarette from True Crime Obsessed on your Discord.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, we covered True Crime Obsessed, and I mentioned they used to be a really big show and that their numbers were down. And then people sent me information about that. They had a huge fallout with their fans. They put on this big event, and people turned on Patrick Hines, that over-the-top gay guy. Maybe we'll do a follow-up to that.
Yeah, I want to know about that event.
Yeah, me too. I dropped the ball on my research that day. Ricky Bev.
I'm hungry. Oh, for abortions.
That's not what fills my appetite. I miss you, Jimmy. Says, Carol, I've known Emily since 2017. She's absolutely kooky and makes up stuff all the time. Supposedly she's rather rotund, too. I asked her about that. I was on Tukey's show, and I got to talk to her. I asked her if she was fat or not. She said she was average, which in America is fat. Emily was in the chat just now, too. Emily's watching the show. Hi, Emily. Oh, good to see you. All three of you, best guess how much money Opie earns a year. Oh, I mean, you could do the math pretty quickly. He makes about $23 a week. So multiply that by 50 or so. And, a couple $400. I don't know. What do you think?
I mean, I'll double that. And since he doesn't have to pay anyone else.
Yeah, well, that's true. Yeah, nothing's coming out of pocket. That's right. He makes advertising on the podcast. He's always promoting that. So he's making a couple thousand. Karma Palouse says, Opie posted O&A reunion last call with Anthony on Facebook and then responded to every comment with this podcast isn't about Ant. The gymnastics. Oh, what an asshole. Mostrote says, John's a full-on narcissist. What is Opie's illness? What is Opie's illness?
I think it's the same thing. I think they both haven't dealt with losing the biggest job of their life and they're living in the past.
Opie definitely is. A Grateful Dad says, normalize karmic karaoke. I'm with Bedabbler.
Do-do-do-do.
Oh. Beef Drippins. Voss wasn't a good headliner. Proof Opie knows shit. Yeah, I know. The fact that he has to go back, if someone has a falling out with him, he has to be like, he's not even very good. Like, okay. He does that with Jim Norton all the time, too. It's like, Opie, Jim Norton was a huge part of the Opie Anthony show. Everyone who's listening to your show likes Jim Norton, or enjoyed his work for a long time. Like, putting him down is not helping you at all. Nagel likes treats and Coke floats. Coke floats in the cup. G. Shepardini. Opie is a former secret basketball star that never plays basketball since he quit in college. Of course, EEI wants him. That's true. That's a good point. He plays down at the Y, too. Alpha Shane says, I did well on WFAN, so it's possible for non-sports-centric people to be on a sports station. That's true. Don and Mike was on 950 here in Rochester, which was a sports station, except for when Don and Mike was on.
Neil deGrasse Tyson hosts a show with a comic, not a science guy, because he wanted something different. So it's possible he didn't have to convince them otherwise personally.
Lil says, have E-Rock on for all the dopey segments, Carol. Duh. I'll get him on. That's a good idea. I've been super chatting since I'm 18. I know how to do super chats. Very good. Dang Lizard, can Opie explain what he does? Because it ain't a show. It's a hang, man.
Yeah.
He used to do the roll call every time. Just say what's up to people up in Albany. Hey, the one pun. Who's still downloading pods? What year is it? Funny you ask. Who are these podcasts? Available wherever you download podcasts. We put out audio shows twice a week. Go check that out. Oh, wow. We got some heavy hitters coming in. Starting with Dan Varney, famous from the Varney Army. And he's coming with $50. Just to stick it to Opie. Here you go, Carl. You just made more than the Opester. Thank you very much, Dan Varney. That is much appreciated. And then Jim Larison coming in, not to be outdone, with $100. Says, hey, fellas, love these shows. Did you ever see the video of the walkover incident with O&A and Stern fan? It's interesting. But the best part is to see how Opie reacts to this guy when he's tackled to the ground and how he gets in his face. So much pent-up rage. I have not seen that. Have you seen that, Adam?
No, but I'd love to. You saw the rage in that last clip when he was screaming about Sebastian Maniscalco.
Yeah. Jim, I'll have to check that out. Thank you for the heads up on that. Producer Chris is writing a note. I can see it out of the corner of my eye. Thank you very much for the $100. It is much appreciated. And thanks for being here and checking out the show. We have to get into a little bit more from the 6 Hour Plus podcast that was John's last show ever.
Bloody hell. Can I get a little sympathy? Because I got a bloody ass. I'm bleeding generously because I got a bloody ass.
All right. So John has left the internet, but he's still striking Shuli's channel. So Shuli finally had to set up a GoFundMe. SaveTSN.com is where you can go to support that, because we got to stop this bullshit. John trying to silence the speech of someone that he's currently in a lawsuit with, where we have the anti-slap saying like, hey, we think this lawsuit's bullshit. And then he's going on and trying to suppress his speech. It's a really bad look for him. I think John's going to have some more problems based on this. But if you want to support the Shuli Network and the Uncle Rico Show, SaveTSN.com will get you over there. So John does his show on the 30th of April, his last show ever. Take that to the bank. That's a fact check. And he explains why he was late, because he was like a good 40 minutes late getting on the show. And you can understand why with his lifestyle.
I had to do a few things in preparation for the big show. This is going to be a long one, probably going to go about 5 hours. So I had a lot to do. I had to set the show up.
Yeah.
And I had to figure out, well, maybe I'll talk about this later. I think my mom is watching.
Okay. So you just listed the 2 things that made him so late to the show. Mm-hmm. He had to set the show up.
Okay. Whatever that means.
I mean, if you go into StreamYard and hit new live stream and give it a title, whatever, get that set up.
A lot of beverages in different containers need to be set up.
Well, yes, that is true, as we'll see. But then he goes, the other thing was, I got to figure out this thing that's going on. Oh, I probably shouldn't talk about that. My mom might be watching. So then he gets into it, and we find out, we've already covered this a little bit because he talked about it later on in this same show. We figure out the other thing that was keeping John from doing his final show ever.
Let's just say that the Hims stuff I'm taking for, the hair growth to make sure I don't go bald at a very young age. One of the ingredients, not the minoxidil, he'll
figure this out.
Sildenafil, I think, something like that.
The what?
Can't remember now. Mm-hmm. Begins with a T. Either way, let's just say, think about, let's say you're squeezing an orange and only a very tiny bit of juice comes out. Not the normal, substantial amount of juice. Skull! This is orange juice right here.
You got all that from one bag of oranges?
So, yes. The thing that was stopping John from starting the show on time is he's trying to figure out this hair growth shit he's scrubbing into his head from Hims is making it so that his batch isn't as big as he wants it to be. He's not getting enough cum coming out of his penis when he's jerking off by himself.
Why would that delay the show? Is he going to jerk off on the show?
I wouldn't be able to leave the house like that. It's just too embarrassing.
You'd think that cleanup would be quicker, actually.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. He'd be like, I'll leave that there for later. I don't care. It's not a big deal. It's not like the cats are going to slip in it. So, yeah, I'm not sure what the issue was there, but that was one of the big concerns. And he brought up a few times on the show the fact that there's a side effect to this drug that's making it so he comes less. But then when Ava pressed him on it, as we played recently, it seemed like John admitted that no, he just can't get it up. That's the real problem. Because when it comes to like how much semen comes out of your penis, it's neither here nor there. Especially for a guy like John who's putting it on his belly and squeegeeing it down. Holy shit, this bonus show that we did yesterday. John's interviewing Howie Mandel for Podcast One. He's finally got his own show back in 2016. Tammy Pescatelli's the co-host. And John decides to ask Howie if he prepares and went into his entire squeegee bit He was getting frustrated because they weren't letting him do the bit.
They were actively trying to talk him out of it.
Yeah. They're like, what are we talking about here, John? Why are we talking about this? And Tammy's like, I'm seeing my career end after we talk about you jerking off onto your stomach.
Well, I'll tell you what we're talking about.
He showed his stomach. He showed
yeah,
his belly.
right. He was showing his belly to them and everything. The best part was he gets to the punchline and nothing. Just John's no other reaction in the room.
Casey put some cartoon music in there.
Yes, Casey Day, we need your help on this one. John's final show, I saw like Anthony Cumia saying it was boring. People were, panning it, that it wasn't the greatest episode John's ever done. I don't know if that's possible. Listen to this list of guests that he had lined up.
And I don't know. There's so many people have asked to come on. I know Jim Grindle wants to come on. I know El Tigre also wants to come on. I think Mentor Math also wants to come on. So we're going to have a very interesting show.
Yeah, when I hear those names, I think interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is going to be good stuff. I'm excited about this. What happened to this fucking guy? How did that become his friend list?
They're all chatters. No one's from the business that he's in.
Right. Mentor Math at least had a clip channel that made fun of John.
He sure did.
So there's that. The balls on John Melendez to say this about Vince the lawyer.
You always got to worry when you talk about the dwarf because he'll threaten to sue you, which is kind of a bullying tactic in my honest opinion.
What?
Oh! Hey, if you don't do this, I'm going to sue you. That's I don't know. I'm not even getting into I'm not going down that road.
Good idea.
Support the Duke's fight for his rights at helptheduke.com.
Holy shit, that's the worst possible time to segue into support me for suing people. Yeah. That fundraiser was set up, it's gone now, which is hilarious. That fundraiser was set up to help John pay his legal fees because he's suing Shuley and me. These people who threaten lawsuits are such bullies.
That wasn't even out the other side of his mouth.
I
It's
know.
the same sentence.
It's the same sentence. He's just like, by the way, I'm suing these assholes. First he threatened us. So there was that.
Mm-hmm.
Remember the demand letter that he sent us asking for the $600,000?
Yep.
And I was just like counting cash. Like, wait a second. I don't know if this guy had any fucking money at all. I'm not going to give him $600,000.
How about when the judge in the courts moved it to Rochester, so lawyers had to travel, and John said you guys were intentionally doing that to squeeze him out and cost him money as a bullying tactic when you have him on record saying, I don't care if I win or lose. I just want to squeeze them dry.
Yep. And then in order to try to keep it in Manhattan, he had his mom and Hitman Dan sign off on affidavits.
Oh, my God.
That they did not write. Anyway, whatever. It's fun. We'll get into it. DabbleCon 3.
Ooh.
See you there. May 14th is coming up very soon. So John got wind of the fact that I was playing the 911 calls.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh. How fun were the 911 calls?
It was amazing.
A DoorDasher comes to John's house to deliver a Heineken to him and is persistent that he deliver this Heineken because that's his job. And John threatens to beat him up.
Mm-hmm.
And then, after he leaves, calls the police, and then a woman shows up with pizza, and he tells the police on her, too. He's giving out makes and models on these delivery people.
Because they're driving away while he's still complaining about them.
He's driving backwards! So my favorite part of that call. Can you believe it? He's a maniac. So she's still in front of my house.
In a red Tuscan.
Yeah, they drive the Tuscan. You mean Tucson, sir? All right, officer. I don't know everything. So then he asked the dispatcher. It was so funny. He's like, just for future reference, am I allowed to beat the shit out of this guy?
Yeah.
He shows up again. He's like, I don't really know the answer to that, man. I don't know.
Dispatcher.
So it's very funny because I played the call. We had fun with it. John found out about it. Was not happy with me.
And what else? I did hear that Lady K was on his show playing my 911 call. It's so funny. Everybody.
By the way, I pay property taxes in Cape Coral, so I feel like I paid for that. The fact that dispatcher is sitting there at that desk to take John's call, I'm partly responsible for that happening. So
has their own stupid opinions, and this is something that I will not miss. I think Lady K was trying to make some ridiculous point that, I don't know, all I had to do was, wait until the guy left. I don't know.
Right. That is the point I was trying to make.
The point is you're ridiculous.
Yeah. John saying, like, Lady K acting like I had a choice in the matter. Of course I had to call the police. What are you, crazy? That's the only thing I could have possibly done. So John does this thing that only John can do, where he teeters back and forth between, is he a tough guy or is he a Karen? Is he going to the police with all of his little petty problems, or is he going to beat everyone up in the boxing ring, YouTube terms of service? God, why didn't Karmic just say that? Karmic, boxing ring, YouTube terms of service. And it all goes away.
But I don't want to box. I want to kill them.
See, Karmic, that's the problem right there.
What's the problem?
That's the part you're not supposed to say.
I said I digress.
But maybe there's something that happened that we don't know about that made it necessary for John to call the police.
And I do know that I do have a temper. And it would not end well if I didn't call 911.
Okay. So it was either call the police or beat the shit out of the guy. Yeah. That makes sense. Those were his two choices. I'm glad you called the police, man. I don't want this DoorDash driver to get beat up just because he was trying to give you a Heineken.
The driver looked pretty scared.
Didn't look scared at all?
You think he called the police to tell on that guy and to get that guy punished. He did it to protect him.
Right.
To protect that guy from him.
John, you can't get caught calling the police over delivery drivers and then claim to be a tough guy. It doesn't work that way. You're a pussy. It's the only way to interpret those actions. But John thinks he only had two choices.
It would have not ended in the proper way. And then all you idiots would sit there and say I overreacted. So I come to the conclusion that you can't win either way.
Right. John's like, guys, obviously we all understand that I either had to beat the shit out of this guy or call the police. And so I called the police and you're mad at me, but the alternative would have been bad too. Yeah. Didn't he say in the first clip I played, where he goes, Carl thought I should just ignore it and wait for him to go away? Yeah, that's the other thing that we mentioned. That'd be the other thing you could do. Or be polite to the guy and hand him your ID so you can get the Heineken. That's also a thing you could do. But only John is dealing with this kind of shit.
Lady K has not endured the bullying bullshit that I've had to endure.
Oh, you haven't paid your dues?
So just do it. Shut the fuck up. Okay? You have no idea what it's like to live in my what it's like to be in my shoes.
To be brain dead? Yeah, I'm not familiar with that. John has no idea what he's talking about. Does he think I don't get harassed? I just don't talk about it on the internet. I don't make a big deal about it. Mm-hmm. Therefore.
But then how will your enemies know which ones to focus on in order to hurt you more if you don't let them know?
That's the best part. It's like, I don't complain about it. Therefore, John's like, you don't know what this is like. It's like, no, I do. I just am better at dealing with it than you are. You're a fucking moron. And you bring this all on yourself. Howie Mandel had a brilliant statement to John. Yes. It just went right over his head.
Yeah. Where you are in life has everything to do with who you are.
Who you are, yeah. And
but I was on the Tonight Show. I don't understand.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. It's very funny. All right. So let's talk about John getting harassed. This is so rough on him, and it's only happening to him.
You have no idea what it's like to be in my skin and constantly am getting harassed wherever you go. You don't know that, Lady K, because you're part of the reason why I'm getting harassed wherever I go. Because you're too big of a pussy to do it yourself.
Wait, what?
Because you know If you did it yourself, well, let's say YouTube's terms of service, I'd get you in a boxing ring, and you know how that would end, don't you?
I think we both pass out from exhaustion.
Yeah. It would end with boxing.
I think we'd just be draped over each other like,
Yeah.
we done now? Sucks. Holy shit. He just said, this is the beauty of John Melendez. He's like, you know, Carl, what you should be doing is fucking with me in real life.
Yeah.
Why aren't you following me around, stalking me, and messing with me? That's what you should. If you were a real man, that's what you'd be doing. I'm not looking to do any of those things. I do a show over here. We do a show. He doesn't know what he wants.
No.
It's really funny. All right. So John has some analogies because he doesn't think that what we do over here on WTP is real. He thinks that we're just playing pretend time. This is our pretend show that we have over here on Who Are These Podcasts. By the way, thank you for the over 1,600 people who are watching live right now. Hit the like button.
I remember when I was a kid, when my parents bought a new TV or a washing machine, and we had that big cardboard box, I would take the box in my bedroom and pretend that I was an astronaut. But I was smart enough to know that I'm really not an astronaut.
But he's not smart enough to know he's not in Mensa. He could not become a lawyer. He didn't get signed to Atlantic Records on merit.
He's not smart enough to know that mic's not on.
I love that that's his analogy. It's like John plays make-believe all the time. It's his entire life right now.
He makes believe he can play lead guitar.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up because he starts talking about how he's a musician and I am not.
You are still dumb enough to believe that you're a musician and a broadcaster.
Well, play music. Is that the definition of a musician? If you play music? I don't know.
You want to get technical with it.
I mean, it's a weird argument to make that I'm not a musician or a broadcaster talking to a lot of people right now. So that seems like broadcasting, but I don't know. Maybe John knows better and he can explain it to me.
But we know anybody with a high school diploma, which leaves Shitware and Bob Levy out of the picture, know.
And Howie Mandel, as we found out.
That you're just a dweeb who broadcasts from a paneled basement with his wife. End of story. That's all you'll ever be. So you keep pretending and we'll keep giggling behind your back because you are a lolcow.
Says the man who looks like he was crying all day. Look at his eyes. What's wrong with him? Did you hear what John just said? He goes, you think you're a musician and a broadcaster when all you do is broadcast from your basement.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out what the diss was. Was it having a wife? Because you've beat him on both of those. Is it that you're supposed to do it from upstairs without a wife? Is that winning?
Is it the wood paneling that stops it from being a real broadcast? I'm not exactly sure what he's getting at. He just called me a broadcaster after saying I don't broadcast. Weird. Especially when John starts flexing things that are just provably false.
The proof is in the pudding, Lady K. I am a real radio broadcaster. I'm a real television broadcaster. I'm a real rock and roll star. I'm a real musician.
John just said he's a real musician.
Oh, I thought he said magician.
That's an insane thing for John to think that we've seen him tune his guitar. We've seen his attempt at chords, producer Chris.
Yes.
That was his attempt at playing a chord.
That's a chord.
It is technically a chord.
So, very funny that John considers himself a rock and roll star. I've seen John's live concerts when he was at the peak of the Stuttering John band, and the audience was yelling things like, "Stutter, you piece of shit!" He wasn't a rock and roll star. He was known from the Howard Stern show. He was the stunt boy and phone screener.
I'm also an astronaut.
Oh wait, that's the thing. That's the thing I'm not. I forgot.
I'm the songwriter that had 3 songs and 3 major film soundtracks. You can't even write an original song.
Vegas Beer Sales Jerry, can you do a little research on this front? God damn it. I put out a whole music special on our podcast feed. I don't know where he got that intel from.
Carl also has
incorrect.
gigs, and you have an album that you're lying about.
That's right. I forgot he's got the new album coming out.
As long as he keeps mixing up the past and the present, he'll continue to beat you, Carl.
That's true. He's got me there. But I just need to end this thing. This is ridiculous.
So please stop embarrassing yourself. You gotta stop at some point. You're only kidding yourself. I'm surprised when you were growing up, your parents didn't say, listen, club-footed Carla, come here.
That's what they called me.
Mm-hmm.
You can't write any songs, so quit the guitar. Okay? You're not charismatic enough to be a broadcaster. So put down the microphone and go get a real job.
Very funny that he used the word real job when he was the one pretending he worked at an ad agency.
Mm-hmm.
Did he forget my whole backstory? Does he think that I'm a 16-year-old YouTuber from my parents' basement?
I don't know what he really remembers.
Yeah, it's hard to tell. That's a weird one. By the way, my parents did tell me that I sucked at guitar and that my band sucked when I was in high school. So they were on top of it. They did their due diligence.
Yeah, I know you're joking, but I'm curious what psychological effects it would have on a child for their parent to misgender them and tell them they suck at what they love.
You think that'd be a bad thing? Do you know
what could possibly happen?
John only has 3 kids that don't talk to him. So I wonder if he knows anything about bad parenting at all. John goes on. He starts cutting deep. Now, that stuff saying like my parents should have told me not to broadcast and I can't write music. You know, that stuff obviously very painful for me. But when he starts talking like this, it gets rough.
Get what happened. It was warped. I think the neck was warped. Or it was a Paul Reed Smith, which is for lawyers. It's a hack guitar, Paul Reed Smith. You probably have one.
I have 3 of them. I feel like Marty McFly in Back to the Future. We actually have 2 televisions. John's like, oh, what do you play? A Paul Reed Smith? Yeah. They're fantastic guitars. I play a bunch of them. But he got me good. They're for lawyers. People, I guess, who make money, I suppose. Well, now he's going to go after my parents, which is smart. I agree with this.
Lady K, I'm not going to disparage your parents. I'm sure they were lovely people. But too bad they didn't tell you I'd put down the guitar. I'd put down the microphone and get a real job. Because this ain't working for you.
He's not going to disparage my parents. Since when?
I know.
He used to love doing that. He used to love putting photos of them up on the social media and making jokes. Now he's like, I'm sure the hamburgers are great people.
He's really concerned about you embarrassing yourself.
I know. I also like that my parents are lecturing me. They're like, son, here's the deal. This is how you got to live your life. And I'm like, all right, well, you can't stay in my winter home then. I'm cutting you off. You're going to be jerks about it.
Remember when he called Shuli's dad and Mr. Egar was like, thank you so much for telling me. I'll get right on it.
Yeah, not what happened at all. So this is what the real problem is. And this has been said before, but John actually lays it all out there. This is the reason why we have this version of John Melendez.
But my mother was always supportive of the Duke. When I was in the first grade play, Little Carrot Seed as the star. and we made it to cable TV. That's right. Young stuttering John, first grade, on televisions across the tri-state area.
I mean, honestly, you can't make this up. If someone's new to the Dabbleverse or new to John Melendez, and you're like, you got to watch what this guy says, they'd be like, well, this is doing a character. No one would actually brag about their first grade accomplishments. And John, to your credit, I didn't do shit in first grade. I accomplished fucking nothing. I could spell a couple words. I knew like probably addition and subtraction, but I was really bad at most everything in life. And the fact that John's like, I was on the cable television in the tri-state area.
And he's told this story maybe 60, 70 times, speaking to an audience that he knows every word of this story. He can't help himself. It's all he's got is these memories.
The very first time we ever reviewed Stuttering John's podcast, he brought this up. And I remember going to Kevin. I'm like, Kevin, what the fuck is this guy talking about? It's on the Howard Stern show. Why is he bringing up the fact that in first grade he was in a play?
I did plays in first grade. I can't remember any of them, but I know every beat of John's performance of the carrot scene.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up because, again, if you were watching this, let's say, we got a lot of people in the room right now watching the show. Let's say you've heard about the Dabbleverse or you're familiar with John Melendez from Howard Stern or something, and you go, what's all this hubbub? Why are people talking about this guy? And you see this clip, you go, oh, well, none of this is real. There's no one who's actually like this in real life.
And we did it in front of all the classes. We did it in the auditorium. And my mother would tell me, she would remind me that I used to help out all the other actors who would forget their lines because I memorized every one of their lines. Oh, carrots grow from carrot seeds. I'll plant a seed and grow it.
How is this possible? I mean, this is not good for John. I'm glad he's off the internet. This is he's in a really bad state. If his brag is like, my mom said I was awesome, and I remember the lyrics to the song I sang in first grade, and I'll prove it to you. And Adam, I know you look like it's not going to get worse. I promise you it is, because John's going to show us that he knows the other songs he didn't even sing on.
Please make it stop.
The story of a little kid and his brother, played by Jeffrey Marichal, would say, yeah, it won't grow up. Yeah, it won't grow up. Yeah, it won't grow up. Your carrot won't grow up. Robert Fackelman, played my father. Father knows a lot of things like little boys like you don't know.
It's unbelievable. This is him telling me that I suck. This is the way he goes about it.
Sabres scored.
Oh, don't tell me any updates. God damn it. We got to get the fuck out of here. Anyway, more from John's final show, I'm sure. But, wow, he really got me good.
If that were Jack Nicholson talking about The Shining, you'd be like, cool, man. Look, we got to go.
We all appreciated you in that.
Yeah.
I saw the movie.
Yeah. But, yeah, he acts like that was like this amazing accomplishment. Anything you did in first grade, you can probably leave off the resume at some point.
And the fact that he remembers these lyrics and shit, it's crazy.
I worked in restaurants throughout high school and college. That's never the thing I lead with. Oh, really? I suck? Then how come I was able to make a really good medium rare burger? You ever think about that?
You're hired.
I melted that cheese so good the bacon stuck right to it.
He can't remember that vegetables go bad or how, but he remembers that Robert Falcone played the other kid and he has to dox him.
Yeah, right.
It's unbelievable. All right, we do have to move things along because the Sabres are playing the Habs right now in Buffalo. Very important game one of round two. But first, people want to slow things down by going to supertip.gg/WATP.
Florida, the orange juice state.
Florida orange juice state. Magic Pelton again.
Adam, please get a neon light and used leather jacket, bedazzler, and sunglasses, and bring Deep Throat Karmic to life as a standalone series.
That is not a bad idea.
It's a really good idea, and I'm sure Tukey will let you borrow the coat.
Oh, it's real easy to find. It's really cheap on Amazon.
Laziest man on Mars.
Lady K doesn't get bullied because he's not a child or an adult with the mind of a child. Actual adults can't be bullied.
Correct. When you talk about getting bullied, it's so pathetic. Magic Pelton again.
Speaking of Howie, did you guys hear how got screwed by that guy Colin from Cast, who also screwed Schaub and the other Rogan dude? Pretty sure that guy screwed me too. Interesting podcast story. Now I'm just producing your show for free. Okay, bye.
Yes, we did cover that, I believe, on one of the shows, one of the days. Laziest man on Mars.
The woman from Sunset by Love D looks and John and says, Christ, get over it.
ISO Uno became a YouTube member. Thank you very much for that. Bonkers Feline Sheila. He said the ingredient in his hair meds is sildenafil. Sildenafil is Viagra. Oh,
well, whatever. I don't know.
That makes perfect sense. That's all we ever fucking talks about. Oh, yeah. Is Viagra, even going back to 2016.
Mm-hmm.
First thing you want to talk to Howie Mandel about. Oh, you have OCD? Do you got to take boner pills? It's like, holy shit. It's nonstop. 712 Colgate. Lady K, what the fuck? May 14th. How am I supposed to make that? I have finals come up. Postpone Hackamania for me. That's not the date of Hackamania. That's the date that everything gets submitted in our lawsuit. And the clock starts ticking.
There'll be an announcement around then.
On a decision. Dan Varney with another $50. He always complains about people wasting his time. He calls 911 on DoorDash. What a loser. Yes, John is a Karen and definitely a loser, but thank you, Dan Varney.
I just wanted to talk to someone.
I know, he's so lonely. So anyway, what are you doing tonight? But thank you for the donation. Very generous. Tim Mead became a YouTube member. Mark K. Less boring producer Chris. More trucker Andy, please. Oh, look at you. Getting called out.
You don't hear that too often.
Okay, Andy.
Dan Varney, $20. John is a magician. Made his money, career, and family disappear. That's true.
Ta-da.
He cut his career in half. I miss old Howard Stern. Does Opie think Mike Francesca or Mad Dog are making the same money they used to? No, of course not.
He thinks they're both sour shoes.
That's true. S7232S. Remember, for 24 months, that's 2 years, guys. Did it off the top of my head. Chances of a well-groomed sober John returning in an ironed polo. To self-reflect and attempt to make amends to all the people he's wronged. He'll come back sober, and we'll all applaud him, and they'll start striking all the fucking clip channels. I'm like, John, no! Don't do that.
He always comes back so much worse because he's had no reason to dress or
So
groom or not be drunk. So he comes back like sobering up for the first time in a month, and it's awful and awesome.
I'll never forget when I went on MLC. John had been off the internet for 8 months. I get invited to be on MLC, and I'm backstage, and boom, John. I didn't think he was going to show up, but Kevin offered him $3,000. John shows up. That was when he looked like the Quaker Oats guy.
Yeah,
that's when he had that like really gray complexion, and his hair looked terrible. I was like, holy shit, it's never been worse.
It was like Bigfoot's little brother.
Yeah, and it's only gotten worse since then. The one bun, John planted a carrot seed. It also changed names. Dang Lizard, you weren't all district trumpet player in 6th grade? I was not. I played the oboe.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, don't tell anyone. Mostrote, who wins fight? Carla versus hypothetical 6-year-old drunk? That's a great question. Who could possibly know the answer to that? All right. At this time, we have a game to play. I want to bring on Annie. No Megan today because we had to go early for the Sabres. Megan's still at work, but Annie is here. What's happening, Annie?
No, is it gay jingle, but I am voting gay.
All right. Dan Varney, $20. Peace out all. Varney Army strong. Thank you very much, Dan
Peace
Varney.
out.
We appreciate you, buddy. All right. Of course, Simon put together a game for us. Let's take it away, Simon.
Hello, friends. What time is it where you are? I'm your host, Simon, from the Worst Ever Podcast, and let's play Opie or Burr. Round 1. Exactly. And then it's a red beret on top of it. I know a beret can look cool as fuck. Some of the armies wear the berets and they look cool as F, but he picked cherry red. Time to register those votes.
Wow, what do you think, Chris?
I went Burr.
What do you think, Annie?
I thought it was Opie, then I switched to Burr. Burr.
Adam?
Opie.
I'm going Opie as well.
And here's the answer.
Exactly. And then it's a red beret on top of it.
Yeah.
I know a beret could look cool as fuck.
I'm sure.
Some of the armies wear the berets and they look cool as F. But he picked cherry red.
Che Guevara was cool as fuck. Let's play round 2. I have not been right about a fucking thing today. Time to register those votes.
All right, I like that one. I'm going Bill Burr on that one. Adam?
Bill Burr.
Annie?
Burr.
Producer Chris?
Burr.
All right, we're all going Burr.
And here's the answer.
I have not been right about a fucking thing today.
Nice.
At least you didn't say berets are cool as fuck. Let's play round 3. Man, there's a lot of people with hats in this neighborhood. The sun isn't even out. Oh, he's got a Scottish Terrier. Oh my God. Time to register those votes.
Annie, what do you got?
That's got to be Opie, I think.
Adam?
Burr.
Producer Chris?
Opie.
I'm going Opie because it's got to be a guy who's outside observing stuff, right? Is what Opie does? Let's find out.
And here's the answer.
Man, there's a lot of people with hats in this neighborhood. The sun isn't even out.
Wow.
Oh, he's got a Scottish Terrier.
Damn.
Oh my God.
You know what goes with a Scottish Terrier? Let's play round 4.
All right, I missed on that one. That was a good one. Simon.
He was broadcasting from his car sometimes.
Oh, he was?
Yeah.
That's good stuff.
Because he cares.
Round 4. I got pretty healthy by the time I was, working with you and the rest of the guys. I've been healthy for actually a really long time, I would say. Time to register those votes.
God, I got to go Opie on this one. Annie?
Opie.
Chris?
Opie.
Adam?
Man, that's tough.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go Burr.
Okay.
And here's the answer.
I got pretty healthy by the time I was, working with you and the rest of the guys. I've been healthy for actually a really long time, I would say.
Once I got those pesky kids out of the way, it's been smooth sailing.
Well played. Yeah, I picked Opie only because working with other people is not something that Bill talks about very often. All right, final round. What are the scores?
You and Adam are tied at 3.
All right.
Let's play round 5. Oh God, here we go. Gonna sneeze. Is it gonna happen? Look at the sky. There we go. Sure, just gotta make it happen at some point. You gotta rip the Band-Aid off. Time to register those votes.
That's a good fake sneeze if that was a fake sneeze. I'm going to go with Bill Burr on this one. What do you got, Adam?
Bill Burr.
Fuck. Well, that means one of us isn't going to win. Annie?
Opie.
Producer Chris?
I went Burr.
All right.
And here's the answer.
Oh God, here we go. Gonna sneeze. Is it gonna happen? Look at the sky. There we go. So what? You just got to make it happen at some point. You got to rip the Band-Aid off.
Nobody sneezes just once, especially now when they're putting on a show.
Look, I'm going to sneeze again. Hang on. Looking at the sky.
Nice.
Sorry. Excuse me. Sneezes come in threes. We all know this.
Said the liar that only sneezed twice. Congratulations to this week's winner. And if you want to hear more beret jokes, join me, Simon, on the Worst Ever Podcast. Goodbye.
Thank you, Simon. The Worst Ever Podcast does a fantastic job for us with the Opie or Burr game. Final results are Adam and I tied?
Yes.
Arm wrestle?
Yeah, I think we got to do a rock, paper, scissors.
I'm thinking of a number.
All right. Annie, do we have any new reviews that have come in?
Just a nice long one from Elroy3 over on Apple Podcasts.
Okay.
They say, torture. I tuned into Who Are These Podcasts, hoping for a sharp, funny podcast review. Instead, got a circle jerk of smug, talentless hacks who think nitpicking makes them superior. The hosts are unbearable, especially this Adam what's-his-name. There's zero chemistry, terrible timing, and criticism that's just recycled from the whining these people whose own show sounds like it was recorded in a dumpster. They laughed at their own lame jokes like they're comedy geniuses while offering zero original insight. It's pretentious, unfunny, and aggressively mediocre. It's a complete waste of time from insecure gatekeepers who get off on tearing others down. I wouldn't listen to this garbage again if it was the last podcast on Earth. Absolute trash. Never again.
I'm going to guess that's a 5-star review, Andy. Am I right about that?
Absolutely.
Well
What was your hint?
played. Very well played.
Wow.
I like that review a lot. Annie, where can people go to find you?
I want people to go find me on Twitter. And if you want help setting up Super Tip or modifying your current Super Tip setup to make it a little bit easier, hit me up on Twitter. That's Insanity. INSANNEITY.
Very good. And Adam, anything you're promoting, my friend?
Oh, no, just everybody keep checking out Pat Dixon, keep checking out Bob Levy, and keep on dabbling.
All right. We got Gary in San Diego voicemail segment.
It's a bunch of crap. Swing and a miss. Rock and rolla.
Ronnie in Syracuse weighing in.
Hey, Carl, Ronnie in Syracuse. Love the show. Listening to the bonus emergency, whatever it is, episode about John's last episode. When John was talking about the side effects of minoxidil or whatever it was that caused him to have a reduced batch.
Mm-hmm.
And Jenny, who knows about this stuff, was saying that that's probably not true. I have to tell you that Flomax, which is something that some men take as a result of prostate and urinary issues, actually causes you not to ejaculate at all. Fun fact. Don't call me back.
All right, well, that's what I was talking about. I don't think John was lying about it. You know, I think there was a bigger problem, like Eric Zane level problem that was going on with John, which I was just like, I just don't make as much sperm as I'd like to. Like, or any at all?
Or money.
Hey, Carl. I can't understand why anyone would wring their hands over the possibility of stammering fuckface leaving the Dabbleverse while there is over 8 years of back episodes of WATP coverage of this monster to enjoy. While if you were to place them all end to end, they would encircle the moon and come back to Earth. All those classic moments and voicemail messages. So you see, there is nothing to fear. Adam Bush! Hi, Chris.
Hi. Thank you. Yes. There's plenty to cover in the Dabbleverse. Looking forward to it very much. The Inward coming in on Super Tip.
Leaving early for the Sabres is gay.
Yeah, well, leaving late for the Sabres is even gayer because I'm missing the goddamn game right now. So annoying. Here's a little about John.
Are we going to figure out that John Melendez he's one of the biggest fucking grifters in history? All right, we don't have to go farther back. Yeah, fucking the tablet. Send me the money and I'll fucking give it to these people that need it. Now I need to go fund me. Oh yeah. It's like, there we go. Cut, print. Fuck him.
Yeah. This is a new thing for John Melendez. That is very true. This sounds sarcastic to me. You guys tell me what you think.
Holy shit. We're talking the Southern John episode, 1 hour, 21 minute, 51 second. That is a master class in motherfucking ball busting. Each one of you took your moment. You fucking punched, knocked out, moved on. The next guy picked it up. That was fucking awesome. That just cut. That's it. Send it to the archives. Put it in a spaceship. Send it to the moon. Let it sit there for another billion years. You guys, that was one of the most epitome moments. You're still doing it 10 years, and it's still this fucking good. It's only going to get greater. Woo-hoo! Good fucking shit. That was hilarious. The wet dick park. Mwah! Chef's kiss. Great job, guys. Keep it up. Fuck him. He sucks. You guys rule. How do I turn my fucking phone off now? Fuck off.
So,
shithead.
I think that was sarcasm, but yeah, the bonus shows are great. Check those out. Patreon.com/who are these podcasts. But then he did call back, and I think he really does like the show.
Oh.
So that was nice. It's glad to hear that.
Hey, Carl. Listen to the latest episode, and, it's great episode as usual, but, man, it's been a while since you had a podcast that was only an hour and a half. Is everything okay? It's okay to not be okay, man. Just want to make sure everything's good. You could always call me back.
It's all good, buddy. Saturday shows are going to be a little bit shorter, I think, going forward, which, by the way, speaking of which.
The teaser. Next week's teaser.
The teaser.
The teaser.
I should mention this Saturday, EDR live in studio. Earl David Reed is performing at the Comedy at the Carlson. So we'll be going down to watch him, and he'll be over here to sit in with us on the show.
Carl, this is your backup speech therapist, and among all the other problems you have, the sentence, "I like having sex with women," is not pronounced, "Woo! Somebody come put a big cock in my mouth. Woo! Yum, 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 yum." All right, work on that. We're going to round this voicemail up to an hour for billing purposes.
Okay, fair enough, speech therapists. I was getting that wrong.
Carl, I'm traveling for work right now, and I'm in the beautiful city of South Bend. I think I may have ran into Stuttering John's future. I was leaving the hotel to go get some dinner, and this guy came up to me, and he was claiming he was a pro football player, and he was on TV, and he was in movies. He then tried to shake me down $40 for a non-existent Mercedes locksmith fee.
There you go. There's a lot of Stuttering Johns out there. Be wary, everyone.
Carl, what do you think the prefix mini means? So I'm looking at this new fucking mini-sode, and it's 2 hours!
Yeah.
Why? What possessed you to be so retarded? If I see another mini-sode longer than 1 hour, I'm coming to your house and touching you inappropriately.
Oh, wow.
Call me back.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
I don't think that was sarcastic.
No, I don't think so either. Yeah, we did put a mini-sode out that turned out to be a longer episode. But it's not the... Whatever.
Mini-sode.
Hey, Carl, Casey. Listening to John's whole cum thing with his minoxidil, there's one thing I've never had a girl say to me in all the broads I've shagged over my life is, "That's all the cum you have?" Usually it's like, "Oh my God, that's a lot," and "Oh shit, it's in my hair."
Right.
It's never once been, "That's all you have." Bitches don't give a fuck about that. Gay, balding, older men give a fuck about that. Like John. All right. Have a good day. That's my 2 cents. 40 seconds. Adam Bush, I love you. Come on, beef tips. Chris, we love you. Come on, beef tips. Carl. Yeah, thanks. Bye.
All right. Thanks, KFT. Thanks for coming on. Yeah. Women are always just like, "Oh, you didn't get enough of my pillow." Please keep making a mess with that.
He wasn't even talking about women.
No, he was just
he's like,
jerking off. On
I like to have a big load on my stomach. Yeah. It's so weird.
It's the weirdest thing. I got to stop taking this thing that's going to help my hair grow back. I'm not coming off of my stomach.
Well, we know he uses it as a skincare regimen.
That's true. Yeah. He always tags it with that joke. All right.
I got to go. Bye. I got to go. I got to go. I got to go. I got to go.
Okay, bye.
Oh, fuck off.
Go Sabres.